They wear halos but their hands ain't clean, preaching love while their hearts stay mean. Bible in one hand, dagger in the other. Sunday saints, Monday undercover. Golden crosses but their eyes throw shade, judging my life while their sins cascade. Talking heaven but they love the fight, fake prayers under neon light. Bad Christians, preaching lies on a holy mission. Bad Christians, no love, just contradiction. Whispers in the pews like wolves in the flock, smiling while we watch the clock. Saying grace but the greed don't quit, saving souls but their pockets get leaked. Turning pages but they skim the truth, quick to judge but they lack the proof. Holier than thou with a crooked grin. If heaven's a race they ain't gonna win. They call it faith but it's all disguise. Love thy neighbor till it don't apply. Eyes on the sky but their feet in the dirt. They throw stones but their hearts still hurt. Bad Christians, preaching lies on a holy mission. Bad Christians, no love, just contradiction. Bad Christians, preaching lies on a holy mission. Bad Christians, no love, just contradiction. They respect the shooter, but they never forget the one who stood still. DOX. They shoot with the comments, edits, lies on replay. Algorithms loaded trying to scare me away. Everybody cheer for the loudest with rage, but fear and respect is just rent on the stage. They chasing the moment, I'm building a case. Screenshots, timestamps, truth got a face. They fire off clips, I don't flinch, I don't run. I stand in the light right in front of the gun. They said stay quiet, nah, I decoded the code. Agent Smith energy stuck in the mold. I'm Neo-X glitching, I've been what they see. Truth moves slow, but it hit eventually. Everybody gon' respect this shooter till the noise died down and the lights start muting. I stood in front of the gun, I ain't move, I ain't run. Now my name live longer than the trigger he pull, yeah. Cloud fade fast, true move forever. Digital smoke can't bury my record. They respect the shooter for a moment in time, but I live in the future, my legacy fine. They dark power deep when they scared of a mirror. Attack the messenger, never the error. Screens full of hate, but the facts stay clear. Mob need volume, truth don't yell it appear. They tried to erase me, but archive remember. Receipts don't expire, they age like embers. Years from now, they gon' replay this scene. Who lied for clicks, who stood on principle clean. They need a crowd, I just need one truth. Pressure reveal what people really do. When the dust settle and the smoke all gone, they gon' quote my words when they say she was strong. Everybody gon' respect the shooter till the mob disperse and the man start losing. I stood in front of the gun, I ain't move, I ain't run. Now my name live longer than the trigger he pull, yeah. Cloud fade fast, truth move forever. Digital smoke can't bury my record. They respect the shooter for a moment in time, but I live in the future, my legacy fine. They thought silence was weakness, but silence is strategy. I let the lies talk, while the truth take notes. Segment fire in my chest when I speak. Calm voice, but my presence be heat. 0 to X, watch the power flip. From nothing to infinite, don't trip. They call me zero like that was a diss. Whole universe start from emptiness. Binary code, ones and zeros align. I exist in the gap with truth been time. I ain't chase respect, I ain't beg for love. I just stood 10 toes when it got rough. History don't side with the loudest drum. It side with the one who ain't fall when it come. Everybody gon' respect the shooter till the fear wear off and the truth maneuver. I stood in front of the gun, I ain't move, I ain't run. Now my name live longer than the trigger he pulled. Yeah, legacy etched where the lies can't reach. They tried to bury me, planted a seed. Respect be rented, truth be forever. Neo-X standing, now remember who never folded. Digital mobs fade. Truth don't rush. And legacy belongs to the one who stood still. Neo-X.
While you been sitting up here trying to win and look at nigga, I'm getting ready to become God. I'm not God, but I'm finna get ready to become it. I'm finna connect back to it. I'm not wasting my time on y'all shit.
Rise and be new.
Everybody claiming they got the truth, selling certainty dressed in a tailored suit. They don't want questions, they want control. One lie repeated can capture a soul. Watch what you swallow, watch what you praise. Some build a prison and call it a way. Guard your mind like a sacred ground. Not every voice deserves your crown. If they fear your questions, ask another one. If they demand your silence, you already won. Falsehood, don't let it live inside your head. Falsehood, question every word they say. Stand tall, don't let fear become your guide. BOS, protect the kingdom that's inside. Think, think, wait, think, 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 wait, think, 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 every generation inherits a flame. Sometimes it's wisdom, sometimes it's chains. Learn to separate truth from the noise. Your greatest weapon is making a choice. Don't rent your conscience, don't sell your sight. Even the brightest light shines like light. The strongest minds never follow blind. They test every claim before they decide. Pause, breathe, observe. Not every teacher is a guide. Not every crowd is right. Not every loud voice speaks wisdom. Falsehood, break the cycle while you can. Falsehood, think before you join the clan. Stand free, your mind is yours to keep. DOX, stay awake and never sleep. Question, observe, think, awaken. Question, observe, think, awaken.
Be my disciple.
This mic, let me get this mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. Let's see. Mic. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and get into it. I guess a lot of people gonna come back for the replay. I was like, damn, I was trying to do it. I should have did the live right after, but man, I had to put my goddamn groceries away. So it is what it is. But I'm definitely gonna be making sure I clip a lot of things in this live or whatever. Um, when I tend to talk about topics like this, of course, I don't expect to get too many views. But I did tag the person because I ain't even know. I thought the girl was on TikTok and Facebook. But shit, I found her on YouTube, and I'm like, oh shit, she's a bigger influencer than what I thought. But that ain't gonna stop nothing because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I just feel like there should be a balance out there, and Neo X is that balance. Okay, but first, so let me go ahead and get into it. What inspired me to do this video was I was on Facebook and Tatiana Speaks video came up in my algorithm. Now, when I listened to the video, cause I think it's my first video I see of hers, if I'm not mistaken, I can't recall. But when I saw her video and listened to it, of course I was rolling my eyes, right? Because it's the same talking, the same talk. It's the same talking points from these bigots, right? But I decided to speak out because she ain't the only one who out here, sounding like a bigot. It's annoying because I know the truth that people like Tatiana Speak are actually very dangerous. in our community force amongst women, right? Very dangerous for the community because we like to call people like Tatiana Speaks. People like her, we like to label mammies. Okay, their whole job is to protect the whole misogynist control of man, the patriarchal. Let me see, y'all know I fucked that word up. Give me a second. The wait, somebody was trying to text. Hold on. My fault, my fault. All right, we'll get back into it. Make sure y'all please hit that like button. But what the hell? Oh shit. Okay. All right. So, all right. But thank you for letting me know that, if case you watching or not. Anywho, uh, the whole patriarchal system, right? Like, old girl is like she's how can I? Her whole job is to protect the whole system in this scary matrix. So I wanted to talk about it because I'm so sick of this narrative that they think that all LGBT everybody in the LGBTQ plus community thinks the same. There is a civil war, like I keep telling y'all. That there are some disagreements that we have in our community, but as a whole, we do agree that majority of us just want to be treated um, fairly, treated with respect, just like the law says that we just want the same constitutional rights the law says that we have for being natural born citizens of this land, right? That we should not be discriminated towards just because our sexual preference or if we choose to live our life outside of what people say the norm or society. All right. Now, with this whole Sidney Starr thing, like, first off, I don't agree with what the fuck Sidney Starr did. Okay, at the end of the day, he's proven more of my theory when I do get in debates with people of this in my community where sometimes I get kicked out of their community or whatever, or they don't want to talk to me. It's how I feel towards trans people, my personal feelings I have. I do respect them as individuals. Um, I feel like people have the right to live their life however they choose to live their life. But at the same time, there's certain things I don't agree with. Like, for example, I don't believe that male identifying as females or should participate in women's sports. Not because I don't agree with the terminology of why they believe they a woman, right? Because I'm not inside these people's minds or their body, but I feel like they have an advantage biologically, right? Genetically. I think it's a scientific fact that it's been proven over time that men are biologically stronger than women. Okay. I think no matter the average female strength compared to the average male strength are not the same. Now, are there some women who's gifted and it might be a little stronger? Yes, they might be stronger than the average man, but they're not stronger than the strongest man, right? If that makes sense. I feel like when it comes down to things like that, the bathroom situation is a conversation that I think need to be had more often. Um, but there are some things that I don't agree with that they fight for that I disagree with. But for should they be able to exist? Yes. Should they be able to express themselves however they want to? Yes. Should they be called by the pronouns that they're asking to be called by? Yes. Right. Especially if it's respect. You know, we say Miss and Mrs. as a way to identify a person, right? The identify a married woman versus a single woman, right? So if somebody want to use certain words to identify where they are in society, I have no issue with that, and I think it's a respectful thing, right? Only time I would misgender somebody when I'm purposely being disrespectful, and it's usually because they did something disrespectful, like Sidney Starr. Now, Sidney Starr don't got himself in the situation where uh got caught being inappropriate with somebody's child, and I knew, just like a lot of us in the group knew, that the bigots, the more right leaning conservative Christians that spill a lot of hate speech, uh, we knew that they couldn't wait for a story like this to come out so they can run and push their agenda and start spilling their hate speech all online. I guess me even coming across Tatiana Speaks channel. I don't like this narrative where they try to group us all in one. If one of us commits some type of offense, they try to say that we all do that, right? I feel like Sidney Starr, bitch ass, right? Nasty motherfucker. Bitch, you set us back another 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the progress the people in the LGBT community accomplish what by trying to fight for our basic rights here to be treated fairly and not being discriminated simply because we are outside of the what they call the norm, because we decide to express love different or love people who have the same sexual organs as us, right? The bitch set us back. And I really don't like this narrative where they keep saying that the people in the LGBT community ain't called Sidney Starr out. We absolutely have. Yes, we have. Ain't nobody standing behind her. Even the people who she was cool with. Now, I feel like some of them probably should have been a little bit more vocal. You had a few who turned around and made the subject about them instead of really speaking on it and condemning her behavior, right? Its behavior, his behavior. And I'm sorry saying her because I'm used to respecting his pronouns. But um I feel like I wish there was them. They probably should have spoke out more. But as a collective, as a community, a lot of us is outraged about this. Her behavior, its behavior, his behavior is not acceptable, right? No matter the gender, the social status, male, female, or anything, people in the LGBT community do not agree with pedophile behavior. As much as I used to hear that bullshit in church, that we support communities like it's this one community, I forgot the name, but it's a society of men who's trying to get pedophile as a sexual orientation and trying to put it in the our community and our alphabet sequels, and majority of us are hell to the fuck no. Pedophiling is not the same thing as people who having a sexual preference to adults who can consent. Children cannot consent. Just like we don't approve of bestiality, we think bestiality is unnatural, right? We think it's unnatural and harmful to have sexual contact with children. But there's some people who truly believe that we're going to accept this organization into our community because we accept trans people. We accept trans people to a certain extent. Now, sometimes I like to, ruffle the table. I mean, shake the table and ruffle some feathers by asking trans people, if you identify as a woman but you only date men, are you really homosexual now, or would you be considered heterosexual? I try to do that just to show them that it's different layers to this stuff. Should they be a part of the Rainbow Club if they are heterosexual? But I digress. Just to show you that we do have these discussions. But I have my respect and I have my love for trans people and the position they play in our community. Right? Don't agree with everything they try to do, but should they exist without people unaliving them, beating them up, harassing them, mocking them? Yes. Right? They should exist because you get to exist. Right? But Sidney Starr, what she did was nasty. Well, allegedly, what she did, even though I'm not even gonna say allegedly because it's on record according to a law enforcement. Goofy, his ass admitted that he did have oral contact with this child. He gave the child oral. And from my understanding, trying to peep into some of Tasha K stuff and what some people reported on, this child was 13 years old, right? I don't see. I mean, that means they just barely, they just went through puberty or starting puberty, 13, and somehow Sidney Starr is pretending like she thought this was an 18-year-old, even though it's still sick to me because this bitch is like, ain't she like 30 something? Like, I think she up there. I wouldn't even like who. I mean, I still think it's nasty when people be messing with the barely legal people too. But the law says they're allowed to once they're 18, right? But what Sydney did was nasty. Okay. And I just wanted to remind my audience when I put it in a community post that said, regardless of how these males identify, even when they identify as women, again, proving my point that males are the front runners of the sexual abuse among children and women. It's still an enormous number. Men, at the last time I heard somebody quote a statistic, I think the dude said, and it was a dude who said it, 99.1% of violent crimes between a sexual abuse, raping, or some type of sexual crime is done by men. Women make up about 0.6%. Could that number be a little higher? Maybe. Right? Maybe. But it ain't that much the goddamn high. Right? I say even when they identify as women, they can still be predators. Right? So nobody a PDF file doesn't have a certain look. They're not creepy men's with in the car telling your children to come here. Right? They can look like anybody. So I just want you to want to first start off that I absolutely uh do not stand with Sidney Starr. I think his ass need to get thrown under the jail, especially if it's true with some of the rumors that's going around in the community. Because word on the curve is that he tried to sodomize this young boy. Okay, word on the curve. Allegedly, that's what made the young man freak out. All right. After he gave this child oral, I guess he tried to turn around and penetrate, and this child freaked out. Now, we don't know if the child freaked out because, like I said, this word on the curve. We don't know if the child freaked out because the child realized he was having sexual contact with a male. We don't know if the child freaked out because they never experienced that. I mean, 13 years old. We're not talking about an adult. It's a child. We don't know why, but they were saying that's the word on the curve is that's what made the child run from Sidney Starr in panic. So, that's what they said. And that Sidney Starr tried to pay off the kid by giving him $40 and begging him not to tell. The word on the curve because it's not officially stated, the child statement besides whatever the authorities have officially released. Now, what's up, Terry? Thank you for coming in here. I'm gonna need you. Where your disclaimer at? I'm gonna go ahead and put that up. I'm gonna need your disclaimer because I will be playing some of Tatiana Speaks videos and some other content creators. Yes, Miss Shirley, I'm back. Hopefully you heard everything I said, Miss Shirley, my last live. I don't know if you heard me, but thank you for coming in. You said first time checking out the live. I'm gonna be quiet. That's cool, but you don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're respectful, I'll respond to you or whatever. But you don't have to be because I might say some things you might agree or disagree with. Okay. baby daddy in here. What's up, Ivan? Okay, I'm glad you was in here. You say yes, I did. Okay, good. All right, so let's get into it. Let me tell you what brought us here today. Tatiana, like I said, her video popped up on my shit, and I'm finna play her clip. I'm gonna
Respond to
play.
this, but people keep
I'm gonna play her clip, but then I'm gonna play some other clips too from her channel. But this is the one that making me say something, right? And I mean, we gonna break this shit down because y'all know I'm the code breaker. I see through this bullshit, and I'm just finna, tell Tatiana like, look, just because God gave you a mouth, that the God you believe in it, don't mean that you using your mouth properly, right? Because you saying a lot of fucked up, condescending, rude, and just bigoted shit, right? But let's just dive into it. So here is what she said.
tagging me. People keep asking me for my perspective. So here it go. Watch this video and then I'm going to respond. Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody. I don't know what y'all expect. Most of the people who choose to be gay, most of the people who choose to walk that way of life have been touched on. Something bad has happened. And this is why when I get up here and I'm saying that I don't agree with certain shit and y'all get in my comment section and tell me that I'm wrong, y'all don't serve God. Because I serve God and God did not tell men to behave in this way. This is not a creation of God. This is a creation of earth. And y'all don't want to listen to me. Now we have situations like this. The father of this little boy dressed in the same way, he wear lashes, he wears skirts, and I feel like it is child abuse. The child should be taken away. When are we going to stop the gay shit? I don't care how nobody feel. Now, there's a whole situation going on with this man, Sidney Starr. Now, you don't hear nobody from the gay community speaking up. You don't hear nobody from the gay community condemning the behavior, because the only way for them to keep men in that lifestyle is to get younger and younger young boys, because real men are not going for that shit. Either they can only deal with men who are DL or they get younger kids. When are y'all going to recognize this shit? The things that these people are doing is not correct. White people want us to accept it because it is beneficial for them. It is real beneficial, but you don't see their people doing none of this bullshit. Even when Caucasian people are gay, they behave a certain way and they don't do certain shit. Yeah. At what point are women, the black women of the community, going to start holding these people accountable and protecting your children? This is really a conversation for the women and the gay community, because black men are not included in this at all. It is black women. And I keep getting up here and I keep yelling and screaming that black women are the problem. We are the problem because we're allowing our children to be prey. We're allowing our boys to be turned out. These grown men are not going after other grown men. They're going after young boys. Literally, because they cannot turn out a young boy. I mean, a grown man. They can only turn out young boys. That's how the community keeps growing, is by getting younger and younger children. Getting a grown man ain't gonna do a fucking thing for the community. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So I let it play in this context. I let it play first in this proper context, so people won't be saying people took shit out of context. Now I'm finna back it up, and then we finna, address some of these talking points of hers, right? And you said, I respect you a lot. I'm bi, but I don't understand a lot of BS, so I'm gonna be respectful. Hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit I don't understand either, right? But anywho, all right. So let's get into it, because, like I said, I wanted her video to play, because just in case, I'm not saying she gonna respond to me. She might not. She might be like, "Fuck neoets," right? But I like people videos to play in this proper context, so they can't accuse me of using things out of context. So hold on 1 second. Now my camera wanna start acting up. Let me see something real quick. Maybe if I change. Let me see, did that help? I don't know if that helped or not, but all right. So she said, first off, starting off, she said people kept reaching out to her and wanted her to speak. So she said. To me, when I went through her TikTok, it seemed like she always jump on viral trending topics. Hell, there's one video that just went viral. What some might going viral today, and she's speaking on it, which is show you divine plan. Because I wouldn't have even known that she spoke on this one video that I'm gonna call her ass out on until I went way over in the last video I just did when I was talking about Chief Cali and Kevin Wesley. So first, she said people was reaching out to her, told her the video. I don't know if I really believe that or not, but we'll go with you. We'll go with that. People was reaching out for you and told you to speak on this, right? Now, what a play. There you go.
All right, so I wasn't gonna respond to this, but people keep tagging me. People keep asking me for my perspective. So here it go. Watch this video, and then I'm gonna respond.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
Now, clearly you can see in the background she setting the stage, right? Showing Saucy Santana on Teens, what's that, Vogue magazine? I think that's what it is. I don't know. I think is that what it is, a magazine or some Teen Vogue or whatever. Now, Saucy Santana has said a lot of problematic shit in the fucking past, right? It's a lot of shit he said that I don't agree with, right? You know, I like Saucy's personality. Uh, I'm not like the huge like kind of he's not the number one artist I go to for music, but I just like his personality, right? Now, of course, what he said was fucking inappropriate. Okay, saying that everybody want to fuck him, kids want to fuck. I don't know what made him to say that, right? But again, them looking for anything to try to say that this is some type of agenda that the society is trying to push, that they're after your kids. You know how we used to see them play that stupid ass march of the people who used to chant. It was like a white pride event where they was chanting, "We here, we queer, we coming for your kids," or some shit. I can't remember exactly how it was, but they were saying, "We here, we queer, we coming for your kids," or some bullshit, right? That they really trying to push this agenda that the LGBT community is trying to somehow pervert the kids' mind, right? Even with them claiming that drag queens reading, having story time and reading books to children was perverted. They turned that sexually, even though the drag queen is a male dressed in a woman's attire, right? So fuck all the movies like Mrs. Doubtfire, Big Mama House, right? Or Living Color when Jamie Foxx played Wanda, or all the female characters when Martin played in his show, when he played Shanae, when he played his mama, right? And other characters that he played, or when Eddie Murphy played women, right? And Rasputia and whatever. Fuck that. Children or family movies cannot be or hasn't been used in the past where males have dressed up as women and played the caricature of women's aesthetics, behaviors, or whatever. It was always funny. But when it come down to someone reading your child a children's book, oh, they're trying to turn out the kids. They're not educating your kids on sex. They're entertaining them because everybody knows drag queens, their expression is over expressive. Most women do not look like drag queens, right? They over express their makeup, hair, the big hair, the clothing and aesthetic or whatever. They look more like characters, but they don't look like how the average woman looks. But for somehow society has made that sexual, right? You know, 1 second. I don't like how my camera is. Give me 1 second. I don't like how my camera is glitching. Okay, I'm bad. I just ain't like how my camera was doing that. Hopefully, I don't know if that's gonna make it better. Y'all probably couldn't see it on your end, but on my end, it was aggravating the hell out of me. But I was speaking on how when it come down to protecting a child's innocence, I'm one of those people. I do not believe sexual orientation or should be um discussed with young kids at a young age. I feel like those conversations should happen around puberty, right? I feel like and then here we go with the camera again. All right, it is what it is. I feel like sex education should be put up around, around probably around the age of puberty, right? Sexual orientation should not be taught at such a young age, but that's not what drag queens are doing. They're reading them children's stories, but people tell them they're pushing the agenda. Now you got her, saying that this is not presentable, right? Because she's of course, teen. She's trying to say children, right? Because Saucy Santana is a male who chooses to wear his clothing. He like to express himself in feminine clothing. He still keeps some of his biological male features, for as like his beard, the way he wear his hair. I mean, sometimes he'll put on the wigs and stuff, but because he likes to express himself this way, she says God didn't create this. That's what she gonna say, right? But first of all, he shouldn't have made that fucking comment saying kids want to fuck. That was a little weird, and I'm gonna side eye that nigga for a while for saying that shit. But it's crazy that Tatiana speech, you got a problem with what the fuck this nigga just said about kids want to fuck him, but your little friend who the video we gonna talk about later, you ain't have a problem when this nigga was trying to make it seem like men cannot control their sexual urges towards young teenage girls. It's crazy how you finna defend that nigga, but you had a problem with what this nigga said. Both of these people, in my opinion, said something inappropriate when it came down to minor kids. But proving my point, they're males. A lot of males are predators, gay, straight, whatever, right? I'm not calling Saucy a predator, right? I just said that comment was highly fucking inappropriate. It was weird. The beard is weird, right? The damn comment was weird. I can say that, right? Let's continue.
All right, so I wasn't gonna respond to this, but people keep tagging me. People keep asking me for my perspective. So here it go. Watch this video, and then I'm gonna respond.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
I don't know what y'all expect. Most of the people who choose to be gay, most of the people who choose to walk that way of life have been touched on. Something bad has happened. And this is why when I get up here and I'm saying that I don't agree with certain shit and y'all get in my comment section and tell me that I'm wrong, y'all don't serve God. Because
Okay. First off, these people are not choosing to be gay. They are gay. They are gay. Okay? They have a preference. They are who they are. Right? The way that y'all try to just dismiss that homosexual people exist in almost every fucking species, mammals species in the world, animals, that even that behavior exists in the animal kingdom. And people, human beings are animals. All right? We're mammals. All mammals are not animals because why we humans, right? But we're mammals, right? That this behavior, because mammals tend to be a species of animals in the animal kingdom that use sex more than for procreation. They have sex for pleasure. They do. They don't always have sex to mate. That is how they do create offspring. But some of them have sex for pleasure, to feel good, or whatever they desire. Only way these talking points will be valid if they could prove that the only reason sex exists for everyone, hetero or period, is sex is only supposed to be meant for procreating, and that's the only time it should be done. Which we know that's not true because most men who lay down with their wives, right? Most of them who sleep with their wives, they're not procreating. Most men who have heterosexual men who have sex with women don't even want children by the women they lay down with constantly. They use women for their sexual. Now, you said people get mad at you because if you have if they have a problem with what they saying because they don't believe in. I mean, let me back it up because I don't want to misquote your word. You said something about they don't believe in God or something, or they don't serve God.
And this is why when I get up here and I'm saying that I don't agree with certain shit and y'all get in my comment section and tell me that I'm wrong, y'all don't serve God, because I serve God and God did not tell men to behave in this way.
Okay. You said because they don't serve God and you serve God. Well, Tatiana Speed, Neil has got a question for you. What's the name of the fucking God you serve? What's the name of this God? This universal God who you truly believe that everyone must live to the standards of what the Bible says. Because the Bible does condemn men dressing in women's attire. That is something the God of the Bible doesn't want people to cross dress. Even though in the book of Thomas, Jesus was allegedly going to turn Mary into a male, but that's a different Bible study. I don't want to digress. I don't want to confuse anybody. Show you how much teachings that people don't know according to this religion. But what's the name of the God you serve? And how do you serve this God? Making YouTube videos, condemning and cherry picking sinful behavior, pointing out sin among the people. Because number one, I'm curious to want to know how you serving a God that is not your God. Number one, first off top, I would love to know that. That's the God of the Israelites, a Canaanite war God. Because I'm assuming that you're talking about Yahweh, if you know his name, or I'm curious of what name you call this God. You might be one of them Hebrew Israelites who just be making up fucking names, right? The black Hebrew Israelites, they make up God, this guy's name all the fucking time. They just make shit up. I really want to know how you serving a God that's not yours, number one. And number two, are you aware if you're going to call out just one sin, if you're supposed to be this mouthpiece and setting the standard of righteous among the community, if you're supposed to be the voice for this God, why aren't you calling out all sinful behavior? I mean, you're not supposed to wear mixed fabric. I'm sure you probably got polyester, cotton, and all types of mixed fabric. Especially if you got on polyester. If you got on polyester, you definitely committing a sin. I'm curious, do you keep the Sabbath? When did you make this video? Was this video done on the Sabbath? I'm just curious. How does this shit work when y'all choose to get up here and be a mouthpiece for this guy? Because I remember when I was somewhat like you to a certain extent, right? I was indoctrinated and I had some bigot talking points. But I spent most of my videos encouraging people to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. I didn't make videos keeping track of people's sin or outwardly sin, the obvious sinful nature. I was mostly just encouraging people to live righteous, seek righteousness, right? Only one video I ever regret making one time when I was doing the bullshit you was doing on the internet. When the Post Club got shot up in Orlando, my goofy ass at that time, when I was a goofy, got on the internet and said that was God's judgment because the people who got shot up were gays. Instead of looking at that shit for what it was, a terrorist attack. I said something stupid when I was ignorant. Now I realize how ridiculous that shit sound. Especially when a children's school, a Christian school, a Catholic church or whatever, a Christian school academy got shot up. Now you realize when you see things, when you get under that Christianity hypnosis and you see shit for what it is, you realize how dumb you sound when you try to justify this God that's not our God. When you try to speak and be the mouthpiece and be a soldier in the army of the Lord, of that Lord. When you realize you sound dumb. A whole children's school got shot up. What was the judgment on that? And then they got shot during the most intimate time they was having with their creator during prayer time. Shut up. So at one point I did say something stupid, like you saying today, but your content tend to really reach a good substantial amount of people, right? They like you talking your shit in your bonnet. Right? But I want to know, you say they don't serve God. How are you serving God? What is you doing? Because I don't see you doing any of the things that Jesus said that you're supposed to do to get in his kingdom. Show me where you are taking care of the widow, taking care of the orphans, feeding the homeless, visiting the sick and shut in, visiting people in prison. Or is your ministry to get on the internet, be a mammy, kissing black men's ass? Cause I'm gonna get in your ass. I'm just right now, just a slow burn, baby. But I'm gonna get in your ass. Cause women like you are very dangerous to this community, and I'm gonna break it down. But how are you advancing this kingdom of God that you say you serve for? Or are you on the internet casting your stones? Did you make sure your eyes was clear of debris? Are you seeing properly? I mean, are you free from sin? What God are you serving? I think it's really weird that you're standing firm and putting on this battle armor for a guy who name you don't even know his name. Show you the lack of intimacy because you're still referring to him as a title, saying God, as if that applies to everybody. How many different gods out there? How many? Too goddamn many. And they all function the same. Invisible. And speaking, and people speaking for them. They don't serve God. Because no one is giving a fuck what the hell Saucy Santana is doing with his life. Maybe because they got more important shit to worry about, a motherfucker who decides to put on feminine clothing. All this shit we got going on in the community, and I would never understand why when you fake ass revolutionaries get on the internet and you get on your platform and you get on these put yourself on the pedestal like you the voice of the community, why y'all so concerned about what the fuck gay people got going on, as if acting like we the problem. Acting like that we are the problem in the community, even though the biggest issues that we have in our community is white supremacy in the males. But women like you get right online and make it seem like we need to be shaming the gay people as if they're causing the harm, as if they're committing the most crime. Because you're pushing the agenda with this video that I'm finna let play, try to make it seem like there's some type of agenda, and that gay people are prone to doing things like this. Even when you said something happened to them, That's not true with all gay people. Not every gay person was sexually abused. Just like every woman wasn't sexual abused. Even though sexual abuse happened a lot to women. A lot.
This is not a creation of God. This is a creation of earth. And y'all don't want to listen to me. Now we have situations like this. The father of this little boy dressed in the same way, he wear lashes, he wears skirts, and I feel like it is child abuse. The child should be taken away. When are we going to stop the gay shit?
Now look at her. Show you how much you see how she served God so much, but do God knows that she's being lazy right now? Her reported on a whole false story. Everybody knows that shit was fake. It's not even a true story. It was fake. Most people who reported on it knows that this was fake. And somebody AI generated this to get a reaction out of these bigots, especially with the Sidney Starr shit that just happened. She served God, but why her Holy Spirit didn't kick in and tell her, oh, my child, this story is fake. This is not even a real story. How many often do y'all really see this? How many of y'all see people posting shit like this? I've never seen nobody, and I'm in the community. I don't see people who I know raising kids, cross-dressing their children, saying that their kid has a sexual orientation, a sexual preference when they that damn young. Even if they suspect that they ain't online broadcasting it, they talk among their friends. My mama had 4 kids. My mom said she knew when we was little which one of her kids was going to be gay and which one wasn't. My mama had 4 kids. 2 of us are same gender loving, and 2 of us are. The other 2 are not. And my mom knew as we was children, she can tell what we were going to most grow up to be. She can just tell it because it's something uniquely you can sense in the child. Not that they doing sexual activities or listening to drag queens read books to them, but it's just something different in the essence of their soul of how they perceive the world. My baby brother, very sweet, humble young man, and he loved everything that was beautiful. My mom knew that he was not like the regular boys. He did not want to go outside and play basketball and play with his G.I. Joes. He wanted to paint. He wanted to dance. He wanted just to be a child and the things he enjoyed. But I don't know any, and I'm in the community. Where are these agendas that you claim are being pushed? Because I don't never see none. Every time I turn around, y'all pushing some falsehood story, some shit like this. Or when a story like Sidney Starr comes out, you try to group us all together and be like, see, this is what we talking about. Sidney Starr don't represent everybody in the LGBT community. But what he does represent now, he represents the predators. Because now we found out he is one now. Because I don't give a fuck about that. Oh, he guilty until proven guilty. Fuck no. Dude admitted that he gave a child oral sex, but tried to say it was consensual and he thought this child was 18. I don't believe him. Being that the word on the curve, this child was 13 years old. If he was 17, I could have said 16, 13, they just hitting puberty. And you can tell by the conversation when you're talking to an adult and a child. And then you should ask for ID, but I never had to worry about that because one of those people, I don't even like younger people. I don't date nobody so much younger than me. Queen Gay got lucky being 6 years younger than me. I prefer people my age. Just me perfectly. But I still think it's weird when people who are my age in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, when they be trying to hunch on these barely legals and 18 and if they still got teen in a number, that shit sick to me. But I don't know what God you serve. I'm just curious why this God ain't tell you Tatiana speaks that this story was false. You said when the community gonna stop the gay shit? Never. It's never gonna stop because it exists in our species now. It's a natural thing that this species, us human beings, do because we also express our love through sexual activity and we have sex out of pleasure. Most people who are having sex are not procreating. 9 times out of 10 is not for procreation, it's for pleasure. Now people have took something natural like sex and depending on their religion and their culture, they don't turn it into a taboo. I think it's something things people still don't understand the human body on how their body naturally desire to want to have sex, right? Because of the hormones and then the need to want to procreate because we still mammals. The pheromones that are released, right? We're still animals, but we're intelligent to the point that we have set up these standards that we know what is healthy desires and when it's something is unhealthy. To want to have sexual contact with a child is unhealthy because a child is innocent. Their brain capacity is not fully developed to enough for them to understand their actions and the consequences of their actions and the long-term effects of their actions. The law says they can't consent. I wish they would raise the age of consent up higher to 21 because of people like this, so it won't be no more excuses, right? But sex is natural in our community. The only time it's unnatural or unhealthy or harmful is when you go outside your species, like having sex with an animal, or when you having sex with a child. Some people they have sex with themselves. The Bible says they're abusing themselves when they do that, but they have sex with themselves. People, society has came up with uh, ways they want to classify our sexual behavior, right? Religion said it's taboo, right? Science says it's natural, but it's not good if they step outside of other human beings or young children. But I'm just curious, reporting on the whole story. When will the gayness stop? It ain't gonna stop, girl. The book that you claim you believe in, that's the stories that's over 4,000, 5,000 years ago, it was condemned 4,000, 5,000 years ago. It was a problem, I guess, back then for the people who wrote the religious texts. Whenever year they wrote it, because nobody knows when the fuck this shit was written. Why? Because there's no original manuscripts of these Bibles. I mean, these books in this Bible, these holy scriptures. There is no original manuscript, so nobody actually knows how long ago these damn rules came into existence or how long these people been worshiping a Canaanite war god. They don't have no originals. So we don't know if it's 4,000. People just assuming. But it was a problem back then, I guess, too, for the religious people, and it's a problem right now in the Abrahamic religions. Because in the continent of Africa, there's a lot of African folk religions where same gender people, same gender or same sex attracted people was not something shameful. It was something that was understood and accepted. There were men who had husbands and women who had wives. Even in some of their gods, right? Even some of their gods were both genders or no gender. Or the gods had husbands and the gods had wives. Even if that deity was female. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just curious because I'm talking slow, y'all, because I have to. People like to copyright, hit you with copyright, even though this clearly is covered under fair use. Uh, but yeah, I just want to be curious because she was like, when we gonna start the gay shit? Because I'm finna hit her soon. I'm just letting her get through these damn talking points. Then I'm gonna ask her a legit question, and if she ever come across my presence, I would like her to answer it.
I don't care how nobody feel. Now, there's a whole situation going on with this man, Sidney Starr. Now, you don't hear nobody from the gay community speaking up. You don't hear nobody from the gay community condemning the behavior, because the only way for them to keep men in that lifestyle is to get younger and younger young boys, because real men are not going for that shit. Either they can own.
Now, she lied to y'all because some of the most popular voices in our community spoke up. The most popular one I could think of is Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva ate up Sidney Starr, right? Told him about himself, right? But listen to the narrative of what this I'm trying not to be disrespectful. Listen to the narrative of what this lady is trying to rationale, her logic. That the gay people have to target the children, right? Because to grow this gay community, they have to get them young to pervert them. Because real men are not going for this shit and not gay. Honey, I don't know who or what rock you been living under, okay? But there are more gay men, gay men, than you fucking know. A lot of these men secretly have sexual contact with other men behind their wives, girlfriends, and baby mamas back. And you ain't gonna never know. It's an understanding that they have with their lover or lovers or the escorts that they pay for to not out them. In certain Middle East cultures, with the Abrahamic religion or Islam, they truly believe that men having sexual contact with men, they supposed to have sex with each other for pleasure, and the only time they supposed to have sex with the women or their wives is to procreate. It's a little hidden secret among these men that they don't want to admit to because of the stigma. I don't know what your definition of a real man is, but I don't met some same gender loving gay men who I would classify as real men. They take care of their children. They the head of their household, right? They protect women from men, right? They cultivate the women around them. They lift them up. I don't know what is a real man. Somebody who's masculine. That's what you mean? The ones who don't act feminine, the ones who you be shocked to find out they DL. What is a real man, honey? What? You tell me. Inform me, because I'm in the community and I'm telling you how often it happens. To the point that I give women advice when they be dealing with shit at the house and certain things I hear. I be helping these women find out that their husband and boyfriend, their husband or boyfriend have a boyfriend, and that he's taking out some of his frustration out on you because he mad at his boyfriend. I think that show P Valley, I'm glad that they made that, even though it get a lot of backlash. I'm glad the show like P Valley exists, because before they had Myrtle get in a sexual relationship with then I forgot the Uncle Clifford. Before he got in relationship with, I think it was Uncle Clifford, I forgot his name. Uh uh that they showed the dynamic relationship when C Murder had a romantic connection with one of his homies in prison. Two men who you wouldn't even know were lovers, and they fell in love with each other in prison. I'm glad they put that out there to show y'all that this shit be happening way more than you know. Gay people are not targeting children, right? Because they trying to build a community. The reason why more people are coming out as gay, or you see that as more gay people among society, because it's now becoming more social acceptable. People used to be getting killed because of their sexual preference. Mothers and fathers kicking their children out the home, kicking their own flesh and blood out the house, right? Ending relationships with them because who they are sexually attracted to. Not if they are good people, not if they are upstanding good people with good heart, because who they sexually were attracted to. More people are coming out because it's becoming more sexual. I mean, a more sociable, acceptable. Even though people like Sidney Starr probably don't push us back a good 20 years, because we know y'all gonna run with this agenda. Just like when it was a trans person who shot up a school, but all of a sudden, all the school shooters turned into trans people, even though it was like one. And people was ignoring that it's white males who are the mass shooters in this country. Just like people like Tatiana speaks, y'all gonna run with that narrative. It's gay people. We gotta protect our children from the gay people, the gay males. Look how this is even though statistics say that there is no chances of a person being homosexual does not increase their risk of them choosing to abuse kids. Statistics say most people who do that are men who identify as heterosexual males, the ones who I guess you would say are real men. Did you know that? Did you look up the statistics on that? You asking when the gay stuff is gonna stop, and I'm waiting for you. Like, man, when is God gonna start? Your God gonna start protecting the kids? Kids are innocent. Kids can't even sin according to y'all, right? They die like they sin. Infant children die all the time. They die in the womb, or they die as soon as they're born. So unfortunately, some women have to go through that heartache and hardship and deal with that psychological emotions of losing a child, right? Children die. Children instead of getting raped. I know y'all gonna try to classify all gay people because of what Sidney Starr did. Even though Sidney Starr represent a small portion of homosexual people who violate children by the statistic, because I'm gonna play a video to speak on that more. She said they have to target the kids. They have to target the kids because real men ain't. Girl, you crazy as hell. These men been fucking each other. They fuck on the children, they raping on the women, and they fucking each other, ma'am. Some of these guys have not got control or discipline of their animalistic behavior to prey. You understand? A lot of men are predators. And I'm sad that I have to say that, but that's what the statistics say. A lot of them are. That doesn't mean all of them are, because there are some who are awake and who do a damn good job protecting women from these monsters. But unfortunately, these predators and monsters don't have a label on. Usually we don't know who the fuck they are until they get caught praying. All these Christians in the world, a lot of them Holy Spirits are not activated. I just covered a story where a pastor in Florida, Polk County, Florida, Sheriff Grady Judge introduced us, exposed to us what he called a dope smoking pastor, a PDF file pastor. Grown ass black man, identified as heterosexual black man, passing HIV to other adult men and then tried to pass it to a child, 14-year-old boy. But he served the God you serve, Tatiana speaks. Tatiana, he served, you and him served the same God. He was a real man. His name was Timothy, Pastor Timothy. It was his name Channonfield, Pastor Timothy Channonfield. That was his name. I just did a story on that nasty motherfucker. He was a holy perv, but he served the same God as you. He was a believer. He used his voice and he gets behind a pulpit to encourage people to serve the same God you believe in. Yes, ma'am. Encourage them to submit and worship and accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. Y'all, the same God. But look what he was doing. A real man, right? Sidney Starr is responsible for what the fuck Sidney Starr did. Sidney Starr does not represent the community. Just like, even though I'm hard on the fucking pastors and the leaders of these churches and these communities, because I know majority of these motherfuckers know the truth behind the false religion they preaching and teaching, because a lot of them know it's fake and it's bullshit, and they usually are narcissistic people who are manipulators or con men who see an easy payday, and so they subscribe to the faith. Doesn't mean that every pastor, I should be on alert that every pastor is a freaking perv. I know that's not true, but when they come out, I'll be the first one to expose them when they a holy goddamn perv, and I hold that predator accountable, not the community that predator was a part of. Do you get it? You can't shun gay people and say that there's some type of agenda because of the actions of some fucking influencers on the internet. They don't represent the whole community. You can now place them in the place that they represent. The space they represent is predators. You can identify them officially as a predator, but you cannot group them all and make it seem like this is an issue in our community that gay people are abusing children at an alarming rate. When the statistics say, no, ma'am, it's the men who identify as heterosexuals who tend to be the biggest abusers. Gay men ain't going around doing drive-bys on each other, especially the feminine ones like Saucy Santana. They not finna break their nails and stuff. But heterosexual black men, or what you call real men, killing each other for drug territory, disrespect, ego, or whatever. Hell, they killing their own damn women. That's what the statistics say. You said the priest was the worst. Yeah, they are. They are the Catholic preach, but that proves more of what I'm saying when I was saying that. Look, at the end of the day, they serving the same guy. I really want to know what real men in her community look like. What did they do? Real men don't have sex with other men. That's what you're trying to say? Because that ain't true. There's a standard that some men hold for each other on how they are in their community. That's what make a real man. When they have integrity. And they are protectors, not predators. Both words start with a P, but we talk about two different types of men. The protectors and the predators are not the same. Real men are protectors.
Only deal with men who are DL or they get younger kids. When are y'all going to recognize this shit? The things that these people are doing is not correct. White people want us to accept it because it is beneficial for them. It is real beneficial, but you don't see their people doing none of this bullshit.
How is some black people identifying as homosexual, benefiting the white community? I was so confused about that statement. What? How is that? Are you one of the dummies who keep saying gay people don't have kids? Are you one of the stupid ones that believe that dumb shit? My mama had 4 kids. That lady's a lesbian. Gay people have kids. They do it all the time. Either they do it natural, right? Or they, adopt kids, or they go get the procedures, or this artificial stimulation, or whatever. Are you one of those people who say that dumb shit? Because one thing I love about and what I'm proud about being a lesbian woman, right, is that a lot of us in my community take care of the kids that y'all disregard and abandon, that you bring into this world and you abandon them. So a gay couple or a gay family who wants to grow their family and extend love to a child that's been abandoned by their heterosexual parents, sometimes people in my community go adopt your kids that you abandoned or you're not fit to raise, whatever reason it is. Because when you said that, I was like, what the hell why would white people care about how many gay people are in the black community? We still deal with the discrimination against the white gays. Them motherfuckers still be racist too, even though they gay. They still be racist. How the hell is that what you're saying? It's an agenda. They want us to be gay. I think you need to do your history and see how long this behavior existed in our species. These white black men and this pro-black bullshit that they trying to speak in conscious community, these motherfucking niggas are lying to y'all. Being gay is just not a white man shit. That's a every community shit. Asian, white, African, whatever, different races, whatever. That's something that exists in all species, no matter what color of wheat they are. No matter what color of the wheat, gay people exist in different colors. But I can tell when I was listening to somebody, I said, oh, this girl is a fucking mammy. She's a male black worshiper. Dangerous to this community. Because I can tell you listen to, because number one, you ain't give no facts. You didn't give no statistics of facts in most of your videos, right? I can tell that you're just being a little parrot and you're regurgitating talking points that you hear in that damn pro-black conscious community shit. But let me help you and save you some time before you waste your time kissing those niggas' ass and worshiping them and trying to be a pick me. Ma'am, those men want to be white males. They want to be white men. They actually don't have a problem with white people oppressing and being unfair and not playing on a fair playing field and stuff. They want to be in the position of the white male so they can oppress the women and oppress the other people in their communities like the gays. They want to be the oppressors. Now, I'm going to let you know because I used to be a part of that fucking community until I realized pro-black does not mean my people like myself. Pro-black means the advancement in their community, right? It's male worship, black male worship. Coddle them, baby them, pat them on the back. Oh, the poor white man ain't treating you right. They just want to be in their position so they can be the oppressors instead of fighting the whole system. Because being that you motherfuckers keep focusing on the gay community as a problem in our community and not children being born out of wedlock in our community as a bigger problem, or violence against each other, gang violence, war violence against each other, sex trafficking among the black and brown girls being an issue in our community, drug usage being a problem in our community. It blows my mind that for some reason I don't understand gay people minding their own motherfucking business and living their life however the fuck they choose to live it. I don't understand why is that such a priority to you motherfuckers that want to be white men. You want to oppress somebody so bad because the white man been oppressing you for so fucking long. Instead of realizing This whole system, so the whole system can be dismantled if you accept everybody in your community, the homosexuals too, who have to deal with more oppression because of the marginalization of even them identifying as being gay. Now I'm black and I'm gay. Talking about double trouble. And then me, I'm a woman. I'm black, gay, and a woman. And if you want to talk about economically, I'm not even a rich woman. So I'm gay. I'm a woman. I ain't got no money, right? And I'm black. Talk about a whoop to my fucking the roles I'm gonna have to the discrimination that I'm gonna have to deal with in this damn country. There are some black leaders that tried to stand up and understood that some of these things will intercept. Some of these things, will intercept because of other uh dynamics amongst ourselves, and this community has to be uh addressed. But I don't understand what's the focus, because I said, look at them. They look at gay people as weak people in our community, especially gay men. Some of y'all are tolerable for women. They still discriminate towards me, but it's more tolerable for me versus gay black men. They act like that's the worst thing you can be in the fucking world as a gay man. They'll turn a blind eye to the PDF files, the scammers, the drug dealers, the women abusers, the women murderers, the ones that unalive women, committing all types of femicide. But let that gay child grow up to be a gay man, black gay man. That's the worst thing. And I got it when it first really dawned to me. I said, "Oh, they looking for somebody to oppress because they can't stand up to this system that these white folks had put together. Hell, these white people got us such under a spell. This bitch thinks she fighting the system for her God, and the white people who she trying to say want us to push this gay agenda is actually pushing the agenda that the bitch pushing right now, teaching that false religion. Got her engaging in white supremacy, even if she believes that Jesus is white, black, or Middle Eastern. You trying to make it seem like you fighting against the white man plan. Girl, you are part of the white man's plan. He got your mind. He got you believing in the sky daddy. What you mean? You talking about, the white people want us to, they want to push that one. Girl, you pushing an Abrahamic religion of a God that's not your people. It's God. Unless you can prove that you come from the Levant region, that ain't your fucking God. And the God of the Bible is not a universal God. It's clear, and he makes it clear he's the God of the Israelites. It's his adventures that he's having with his chosen people, not your black ass. Let's really talk about it. This girl, she said, white people want us to be gay. Bitch, no, they want you to be ignorant. They want you to be stupid. They fear that more than two motherfuckers pumping each other in the ass or another female eating some coochie. They don't give a fuck about that. They know people fuck. Hetero, straight. I promise you, gay people never stop heterosexual people from procreating. It never stopped. It doesn't stop y'all from having kids. It don't stop them from having kids. Their sexual organs work just fine. That's how you can have down low men have a beautiful wife, fine ass wife, and we get caught finding out that he's DL or he likes the children. He like them young because his dick still works. You think you woke, but you not. Tatiana speaks. If you still pushing any Abrahamic religion, honey, you sleep, you snore. You still on that blue pill. If you got a problem with what I'm saying, because you don't serve God, they don't serve your sky daddy. Making it seem like you protecting the kids, like you trying to put black people on to something. These white people want us to be gay. Bitch, they want you to believe in a false God, a sky daddy, a God that's not even your God. I got a question for Tatiana, right? If the same motherfucking people who ain't treat you right, ain't treat our ancestors right at all, still don't treat us right, hell, we still getting hung. RIP to the young lady they found in Jackson, Mississippi, hung. If these motherfucking people don't treat us right, haven't never treat us right, what the hell makes you think they gonna teach you right? Why the hell would they give you a God that's gonna free you and liberate you? Why would they give you the key to the kingdom if it's true? If your religion is so true, then why do they have to beat it into us? That's the reason why your black ass on here acting like you speaking for this God or you're serving him, even though you're not doing the things that the Bible tell you to do when you serve him. If the religion is so true, why does it have to be defended? Why do people still have to debate to this day in 2026? Why is there 45,000 different denominations? Why is nobody Holy Spirit so powerful enough they can tell you when a goddamn PDF file is in the damn pulpit and keep them away from the kids? Only person you serving is these fucking black males, misogynistic, chauvinistic, patriarchal, right? Niggas that just want to be white men. They don't even want to be the saviors of our community. They just want to do the oppressing. They want to oppress the women and they want to oppress people in their community that are marginalized already. People who they deem weaker in our community. What's up, Queen? Yeah, I see you in the building. These mammies. This is why I say mammies are dangerous. Because I'm telling you, wait till this going to be a good little long video. Because I'm going to get to something she just did on her TikTok. And I'm going to let y'all hear this shit. To show y'all what type of men that this girl was willing to defend. Right? Because she's such a pick me and a mammy.
Even when Caucasian people are gay, they behave a certain way and they don't do certain shit. Yeah. At what point?
Nah, real quick, that ignorant shit, the bitch sounds stupid as hell. There have been gay white men who were predators too. It was a story I think went viral this year or last year where two gay male couples adopted some kids just so they can abuse them. Right? Even though I'm surprised that they didn't the fucking the the conservatives and the right leaning and stuff, they make a big deal about that story because they were white males. They skin color comes first before their agenda. But when it's people of color, that's when all of a sudden gay people are being targeting the children. Because it was a bigger story than this. I don't know if you recall. So that bullshit that you just said, Thomas, even their people in their community don't do shit like this. You a motherfucking lie. Predators don't have a certain race or a sexual preference. They're just predators, gay or straight. Statistics just say majority of the people that does it are males who identify as heterosexual. That's all. That's all. But I just covered a story of that happening. Hell, I just covered a story a month or two ago of a motherfucking white male going to what was he in Brazil somewhere out there in Brazil was sexually violating a child on the balcony, right? Got caught doing it. So many people saw it. I didn't watch the video, right? But the people who watched it said they clearly saw what was going on. White male. Girl, what the fuck is you talking about? Just the story just went viral. Even though they tried to back it up and clean it, because I really think it was the Brazil government, because they don't want people to know that they're giving those kids away to predators, because it's about the money. They really not trying to put these children in safe places, but they allow these motherfuckers to come into their country and adopt these kids through these shady adoption agency because they're getting paid. It's a $1 billion industry. They go over there to buy children slaves, and some of them will sexually abuse those kids. So all of a sudden, they trying to say, "Oh, he wasn't raping the child. He was giving him he was doing the Heimlich maneuver." The people who witnessed it and recorded it, from what I heard, saying that that government is lying. They said it was that he was sexually abusing that child on the balcony. So I don't know what she talking about. Gay white males have abused children, and there have been some viral stories.
People are gay, they behave a certain way, and they don't do certain shit. Yeah. At what point are women, the black women of the community, going to start holding these people accountable and protecting your children? This is really a conversation for the women and the gay community, because black.
Now listen to now. This is where I'm finna really light her ass up.
Are women, the black women of the community. Caucasian people are gay, they behave a certain way, and they don't do certain shit. Yeah. At what point are women, the black women of the community, going to start holding these people accountable and protecting your children?
Okay. Now you see, when she made that goofy ass comment to make it seem like white people don't, white gay men don't abuse children, her lying ass, right? You see how she had to take a deep breath and then stop her camera and start it back up, because she realized what she said was some fucking bullshit. You would have thought she would have had enough discernment to edit that bullshit out, but she didn't. She left it in there. But the point that I'm finna get on her ass when she said black people, black women, particular black women, it's not our fault that when we gonna start protecting the kids. Girl, shouldn't the woman you serve, shouldn't the guy you serve be the one protecting the dang on kids? Shouldn't that be? Why is, if you really want to know what the bigger problem is, because just like my title says, Sidney Starr is wrong, but your hypocrisy is wronger. Talking about so protecting the kids. This shit ain't about protecting no kids. Y'all truly don't want to protect no kids, right? You're just looking for somebody to point the finger and the blame, right? Because you don't want to address the real elephant in the fucking room. Why is your sky daddy allowing all these kids to get abused like this? According to your Bible, don't he bring them into existence? There is a big problem with evil. Or why I understand why atheists and agnostic people refuse to subscribe, especially to this God that claims to be all powerful. I think the best way to prove that a God exists is the people that believe in it, right? Demonstrating its power. The Bible says, ask anything in my name and I give it to you. Anything. You can ask anything in my name. Why won't y'all believers pray that these kids get protected? Especially from these males, even the holy perv, even the people who represent their God, the men of God who keep touching on these babies. This girl blaming it on fucking women, asking women why women ain't doing a good job protecting their kids, even though women are second in this society. The world is ran by men, ma'am. Men are in power. Sex trafficking is a billion-dollar industry, and you want to take a guess why? Men. Men have to protect us from men. The only way that this shit gonna stop if men step up. This bitch said black women. All these kids getting sex traded and being exploited. I'm in a group called Truckers Against Trafficking. It breaks my heart when I have to cover some of them stories or read them. This girl trying to put the pressure on us to do something that her God won't even fucking do. Her God. Hers. Won't even do. You asking black women to do the fucking impossible. But according to your religion, it should be possible because it's an all-powerful God. I understand this bullshit about free will that y'all like to push, but it still doesn't make sense that once that person makes that conscious choice to free will abuse a child, why don't there's no intervention happen where, I don't know, some of these people just drop dead or they go blind or some shit, something to prevent, or an angel come down and smack their ass across the fucking head and call them a fucking perv. But people say, God help me find my car keys. Or he helped me win a football game. You know, he's focused on stuff like that. This girl asking black women to do something that we need God to intervene. Girl, do you live in the same planet as us? Women, black women? Do you hear yourself when you talk? Like, do you listen back to this video? Do you listen to your talking points? I promise you, ma'am, kissing these black niggas' asses who are doing a poor job in our community, protecting the community. I promise you, kissing their asses ain't gonna give you no brownie points. It ain't. Right now, they might be over there praising you and loving on you or whatever. Get with the wrong one and see how the statistics say the most likelihood of him taking your life or abusing your kid. Because that is not being checked properly in our community. Talk about the statistics of it all. This lady put it on black women. Do black women got some third sense that are they mind readers? They can tell every time a damn predator is around their kid. You should see the statistic on how some of these predators be the damn children's fathers. That's why they got a theory. There's a theory. It hasn't proven to be true, but there's a theory where they believe that the reason why little girls look like their fathers more than they look like their mother is to deter the fathers from being sexually attracted to them, so they don't give into their animalistic behavior and want to mate with their own daughter. You know that, right? It ain't been proven, but there's some people who believe that. While a lot of that through evolution, right? That they believe that these things came about to deter that, to stop people from committing incest. I don't know if that's true or not, but it made me scratch my head, and I was like, damn, that's kind of deep if that's some truth behind that. But it's something people are trying to study. The same people who study why our brains are smaller, but we're more intelligent. Why our wisdom tooth are useless and we can live without our appendix. The same people who say that in the future, we're not going to grow wisdom tooth. Our future offsprings, is going to, the same people who explain why we used to have a bunch of hair and most of our body hairs are gone. Same people who tried to explain that. They was trying to say that's why they think that happens. That the reason why these little girls look way more like their father is supposed to deter them. They will most likely not offend their child abuse a child if the child looked just like them. The little girls. Some deep shit. But I promise you, kissing these niggas' ass ain't going. The only way you can help this community if you start telling the truth about who the real problem in our community. And the problem is these males, ma'am, black and white. But in our community, the niggas. The gay people ain't the problem. Just because you don't like a man wearing a wig does not have anything to do with the statistics of that gay man actually taking your life. It's the man who you find attractive. Whatever that gay man doing in his wig and his makeup, mind his motherfucking business. Y'all some fake revolutionaries. Y'all just be saying shit. But this girl said it's the black women's fault. She said that. It's the black women's fault.
This is really a conversation for the women and the gay community, because black men are not included in this at all. It is black women. And I keep getting up here and I keep yelling and screaming that black women are the problem.
Black women are the problem. Not your God. Not your God doing a poor job of revealing itself and letting people know he the top dog. Not your God. Not your God constantly allowing these kids to come into existence knowing that there's going to be some sick motherfuckers who's going to rape that child to death. I ain't covered this story, but the day before yesterday, when I was driving before I parked, I was listening to a story on my headphones. The baby, 11 years old, a father, raped his child into a coma, and the girlfriend helped participate in the sexual activity. It wasn't the child's mother, but the father's girlfriend. They abused this child. So when I hear dumb people, hold on, let me make sure my damn auntie. Hold on. I'm sorry. The reason why I'm the world's greatest auntie because of my aunties. Because baby, she gonna make me answer that phone if I need to. My auntie's funny. Her birthday was yesterday. My auntie is a Leo too. That's wild. But anyway, um, but yeah, where I was like this girl saying that black women are the problem. Black men are not excluded in this conversation. And I'm like, ma'am, shouldn't them not being present in a lot of these homes, making broken homes, you don't think that contribute to it? May not be the causation, but do you think it don't contribute of how access these predators can get to these kids? And I think what I was just talking about the man who his own 11-month-old child, how he raped his child into a coma, almost killed him. A baby can't fight off an adult, don't even know what's happened to it. Can you imagine the psychological issues that baby might have? Her own father did that to her. 11 months. Just so some people can have free will. God created this fucked up world, your God, that you believe created this fucked up world for us to worship it while allowing kids to get raped to death. And then to have dummies like you get on the internet and say the women are the problem, shit like this happen. You see how silly that? I be like, huh? Damn, why can't they just worship their God without sounding stupid as hell? You know what? One day I'm gonna do a show and I'm gonna talk about something that I realized, and I'm only gonna briefly talk about it. And I don't know if anybody ever watched The Twilight Zone, but it's this episode. I forgot the name of it, and I'm talking about the old school Twilight Zone, the one that's black and white. I'm a play clips from it's. Let me see what's the name of this episode, because it's a real popular episode. If anybody grew up, not revealing my age to y'all, but even though y'all know I'm 41, but who watched the Twilight Zone when it was black and white? What's the name of the Twilight Zone episode where the kid, a little boy, comes into a community and he terrorized the community by wishing them into the cornfield and setting them on fire? I'm gonna do a show comparing and contrast the psychological uh, behavior behind the people. Like the show is called "It's a Good Life." The story is about a little kid. I forgot, was he his mama birthed him or he came into the village or whatever. He comes into this town and this child does all types of fucked up shit. I mean, complete control. Even if every time this child does something immoral and unethical, that the people are so terrified of this child, they would say is a good. He did a good thing and praise him and worship him and kiss his ass so he don't do harmful shit to them. I'm gonna talk about that and compare that to the Israelite story of the Old Testament, right? Wait till I make the spiritual connection between that. But y'all gotta y'all gotta make sure y'all stay tuned for that shit because I'm gonna break that shit down. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. Girl said it was the women. Black men are not included in this conversation, as if broken homes again don't play a part in none of this foolishness that be happening in our community. No guidance. A lot of these kids be raised without guidance. They don't have no outlet. They don't have no discipline. They don't have no structures. Right? Single moms can, some of them can do the best they can. I just know it's harder for them when they have multiple kids. They can probably handle one or maybe two, but when it's multiple kids they have to look after, they can't do every goddamn thing. And if they ain't got no village backing them up, then hey, sometimes the kids do fall into the system. It ain't like they ain't got a system against them, right? They already got the cards played and the cards already set up and played against them. It's already rigged. The game is already rigged. But you got this dummy up here saying black women instead of addressing the problem. Number one problem, your God is allowing it. And number two, the people who participate in these activities are male heterosexual males who identify as heterosexual. Two major issues that I feel like women in general, no matter what color they are, cannot control. We can't stop males from being predators when they choose to give into their animal nature. Now Neo X over here encouraging these men to to kill off their animal natures and evolve and become gods in their minds and in their soul and the essence of who they are. I'm encouraging them to fuck all that king shit, become a fucking god. Protect, cultivate, love, build, create. Don't become the God of the Bible. I'm not telling you to oppress and no, it's difficult. I ain't saying that. Become your own God. I'm trying to free them. You trying to excuse them and coddle them and pacify them. Oh men, this is not your issues. This is the gay people and the black women's. This is the women. It's the women and the gays. It's not the men who run the fucking world. It's not your problem. Not your issues. The leaders who supposed to be the leaders of the community. It's not their problem. We need to get in line.
It is real beneficial, but you don't see their people doing none of this bullshit. Even when Caucasian people are gay, they behave a certain way and they don't do certain shit. Yeah. At what point are women, the black women of the community, going to start holding these people accountable and protecting your children? This is really a conversation for the women and the gay community, because black men are not included in this at all. It is black women. And I keep getting up here and I keep yelling and screaming that black women are the problem. We are the problem, because we're allowing our children to be prey. We're allowing our boys to be turned out. These grown men are not going after other grown men. They're going after young boys. Literally, because they cannot turn out a young boy. I mean, a grown man. They can only turn out young boys. That's how the community keeps growing, is by getting younger and younger children. Getting a grown man ain't gonna do a fucking thing for the community.
What is it that she think we trying to do? What we trying to do in the community besides fight for our fucking rights? We just want the Constitution to apply to us too. Do they really think that gay people go around recruiting and trying to turn people out? I mean, I know there's some people who got a fetish. Those are the ones who have fetishes, right? Because they feel like it validates them when they get credit for turning out a person who was heterosexual, even though logically, that person was gay the whole fucking time. They were bi-curious. No one can force you to be fucking gay. It's either that's what you're into or you ain't. Right? But what is it that she think we really stand in line trying to hit? I'm such an outspoken lesbian. I don't do that. I don't chase after women who's not sure about their sexual preference and bi-curious and stuff. Bi-curious women hint to me all the time. They want to see what's up, but I be like, I kind of need you to know what you like. I'm not your experiment, honey. That's not me. I'm not into that. I barely date bisexual women. They curse me out sometimes, right? Because I tell them that, hey, I'm not in. Usually don't date bisexual women or take them serious. I might, if we, have, a little time, a little fun with them shortly. But when it comes to long term, I usually do not date bisexual women on a long term basis. Right? It's only because of preference. But I'm one of the gays that don't do that. I don't go after married women, right? Or try to steal them from their husband or try to turn them out. To me, that's not that. To me, that's a fetish when they want to do that. I'm not into that. I like the ones who like the girls. You like titties and coochie and pussy like me, we can be friends. We compatible. Not the ones who gay for pay, gay for convenience, gay because their baby daddies is trash, so they need somebody to help raise them goddamn kids or take care of them. I don't play that shit. Gay for convenience is really a thing. But what she really thinks, she said they have to get them young to advance their community. What she think we trying to like take over the whole world? It's not that many of us. Like what is it? Like what do they really think is going on? Like I already know the Bible got them delulu, right? To the point that they refuse to take care of the planet, clean up the environment, clean up the ocean, clean up the trash and all the toxic shit we're doing to destroy this planet, because they believe they sky daddy gonna come down here and destroy the planet anyway. So a lot of these people who will subscribe to this Abrahamic religion, they just let all this shit that's making us sick and the air being dirty and all these inventions that they coming up with to just harm the whole environment, harm ourselves and the other creatures in this environment, just being a fucking cancer to this planet, being a virus, right? Destroying the fucking planet because there's a sky daddy that's supposed to come back. It's been about 2,000 years, we still waiting. 2,000 years at 4:59 p.m., but we're still waiting, right? He's gonna be here any moment. We living in the last days. I get so annoyed when I hear Christians say that shit now. They see a man in the wig, they'll say we living in the last days. People who in the Renaissance period, around the time with Shakespeare and all of them, women used to dress like men used to dress like women in the plays. It is nothing new, men wearing women attire. They was doing that 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. But a man put on a dress. We living in the last days. Abomination. Even though the same shit that says that's abomination, saying eating shrimp and some pig is an abomination, but y'all still do that. I don't know why y'all keep knowing that your God said it was disgusting. I don't know why you keep knowing that there's a prophecy that it's still God say when he returned, he's gonna slay people that was eating swine's flesh and abominable food. I don't know why y'all keep knowing that scripture, but to me, I know a lot of y'all don't know it's there because you only been conditioned to memorize the gay scriptures. You don't know you're supposed to keep the Sabbath. You don't know you don't supposed to wear mixed fabric. You don't know that. You don't know that a man is not supposed to touch his girl. She's considered unclean when she's bleeding, and they're not even supposed to be in the same, I think, room together. You don't know that, and there's a lot of other ridiculous rules. You don't know that, but that's what I'm saying. I just don't understand because she pushing this shit like we some type of satanic people who trying to just dominate the world and trying to make the whole world gay. Even though we just showing that gay people always existed, and and hopefully we can get to a time in society where they will let us just exist and exist in peace, right? Like, again, there are some things that they do make good talking points when I feel like biological males should not participate in women's sports. I'm always feel that way because I feel like they have an advantage. I feel like it's unfair. Not that I think the male shouldn't dress like a woman. I don't give a fuck how he dressed. Look how I present myself. I just remind these trans people that they're transitioning into a social construct. They're not transitioning into biological women. They're not transitioning into me. They don't look like me. They look like how society said women's supposed to look. I don't even look like how society says I'm supposed to look, but I'm biologically a woman. The blueprint of what they're transitioning into. Hopefully that didn't go over some of y'all heads when I say they're transitioning to behaviors. Sidney Starr looks like Sidney Starr, right behind Tatiana, right? Because society says this is what women supposed to look like to deem to be attractive. Big breasts, big booty, shapely, hair done and makeup, light skinned, right? While Tatiana with her fucking bonnet on, the damn drag queen look more attractive than she does, right? If you're really trying to attract some men, you don't have to do all this ass kissing. Like, I don't know, just glamify yourself up, make yourself appear more feminine. They'll come, even though these niggas be trying to fuck me too. So I don't know. Maybe that don't mean nothing. Maybe I don't know, cause I be looking like me and they still be trying to hunch on me, and I be like, I look like a little tomboy, and you still find me attractive, but they do. And then I have to tell them, nah, I'm not a dick dyke, so keep it moving. So
You know what I'm saying?
all right, 1 second. My light went out. Let me plug it back up. I forgot to plug it in. And I'm gonna move on to the second part of this video. 1 second, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Okay, there we go. Shoot, is it back on? Oh, tilt my camera. Put my camera back. I ain't mean to do that. Let's see, let me fix this camera. There we go. Okay, I think I got the camera back. My light had went off in the background. All right, so let's go to. I'm finna go to Tatiana's TikTok, and then I'm gonna end this video by playing what Funky Dineva had to say about Sidney Starr and his um sick behavior of him targeting that damn child, right? Um I'm gonna end with what Funky Dineva said, since Tatiana Speed said that gay people did not speak out against this with her lying ass. We absolutely did speak out against this and condemned it. I'm trying to see I'm trying to read Ivan's comment, because Ivan is a heterosexual male, but I'm trying to see what he said. He said, all to do with God-minded people. Let me see what point you was making. And yet they attack gay people and make it make sense. And I'm heterosexual, but with a free mind. Okay, I thought I had missed something. Okay. All right, so let me go to her TikTok. Now I'm gonna play y'all. Now I'm gonna show y'all more proof that this girl is just a black male worshiper, misogynist male, because women can be practice misogyny, right? And that the people like her are dangerous in the community, because the things that we complain about, we really need men to step up to keep the children safe and the women safe. That people like her, we're not gonna. If most women think like her, we're not gonna get far. We're not gonna get far at all, right? Because I want you to see that she's going to protect a man who clearly got a perverted fucking mind, right? Undisciplined. She's going to protect and excuse his behavior. So let me take this down. Let me see if I can find her TikTok real quick, because I wasn't even gonna play this video. Um, you know what? Wait, before, yeah, okay, yeah. Let me go there, because there was something on Chat GPT I was supposed to play. I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna play the Funk of Daneva. So let me. Where's her TikTok? Okay, that's her TikTok. But where's the video? Damn, did they take his video down? Hold on, y'all. TikTok be removing these people videos so fast. All right, let me see if I can find this video another way, because I can see she spoke on it. But where is? Let me see something.
We're saying that the whole world is being hit.
Oh, damn. Nah, I want to play his video, but she didn't tag him. All right, let's see. Let's see if she played. Cause I wanted his video, but I don't see his name. And the person who originally posted it, I think he don't took his video down. All right, I'm gonna do it like this. All right, so I'm gonna keep looking for the other video that he did. Hold on, damn, like, one second. I'm finna keep looking for, try to find his original video, but I'm gonna play her video because the guy who I first seen, because it was a gay dude who was calling this shit out, but when they realized he was saying some predatory as shit, uh, but I can't. I think his video went down, so I'm finna play her video,
Are going to the extreme about.
and then hopefully, if she say his name, I could probably find his video. All right, so y'all listen to this.
All right. So there's a conversation going on about a video that my friend has made. And I know this man personally, so the way that y'all are taking it is totally wrong. So I want y'all to watch my video and then, yeah, y'all can come up with your own
Hold
conclusion.
on, I want this blown up because I want y'all to see this nigga face. Okay, like, let me switch the scene. I want y'all to see his damn face. We gonna make my face smaller. Cause I this type of men y'all need to look out for. Okay, because when you let them talk, they reveal themselves. When you let them talk. But we gonna make him a little bigger on this screen. And try to gaslight us as we ain't hear what the fuck we heard this motherfucker say. But I'm trying to find the video of uh the gay dude calling his ass out while she's saying the gay people are the predators, right? All right, let y'all listen to this. All right, maybe I can look it up by the title. Let me see something. Duh, I ain't think of that, Neo.
My religion, and I totally agree. When I think about the oh, I'm not.
Yep. All right, I found it. Well, there's somebody else covering. Where is his story? All right, so I found. All right, I found somebody else covering. I found somebody else covering the but it looked like she letting him play. Cause first I want y'all to hear what I want y'all to hear his words first before she try to excuse what the hell we all heard him say. Cause even I was side eyeing the screen like, nigga, what the fuck is? Are you listening to what you're saying? You know we hear you.
Thing nobody want to.
All right, so y'all listen. Check this out. Hold on, let me put my fair use, child. Even though it don't really matter because it is clearly fair use. Did I have my banner? I don't have a fair use. Well, I'm gonna just say it. Fair use. I thought my banner was up here. I thought I saved it from when Terry was in here earlier. I thought I highlighted it. Comment section. I really hate the comment section on this fucking EV Mux. But all right, y'all listen to this.
Talk about the elephant in the room. Y'all got these grown men around these raging hormone young girls that y'all got to start briefing the male teachers that teach in middle school and high school. Them girls is developing fast as a mug. Y'all probably saying you shouldn't even have to have that conversation with grown men. As a man,
I'm sorry, y'all. Whoever this is, edit some stuff. Damn, I wanted the whole shit to play how he motherfucking said that shit. Like, let me see. Because I don't know what his page at. I'm trying to get what he said without anybody interrupted. Because I want y'all to hear this shit.
teachers that teach in middle school and high school.
Since enough of y'all not gonna have the conversation with each other, I'm going to say,
Damn, where everybody? Where is the full fucking video? This pisses me off. Where is the goddamn? See the gay dude. Let me see if he did it.
Y'all, look at this. Y'all gotta start briefing.
Hey guys, hopefully y'all are having.
I hate y'all. I hate y'all right now. Because it's him, the gay dude who video I originally saw, but now I can't find his video. Oh Lord.
In a good day, as you can see.
Did they get his video removed or what? Oh, this pissing me off. Let me go to. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second, because the video that I saved is gone. Because it was a gay dude, and it was him, but that's not his video. And the girl don't have the link to the stitch. TikTok be pissing me off. All right, I'm just gonna let this one play.
Thing nobody want to talk about the elephant in the room. Y'all got these grown men around these raging hormone young girls that y'all got to start briefing the male teachers that teach in middle school and high school. Them girls is developing fast as a mug. Y'all probably saying you shouldn't even have to have that conversation with grown men. As a man who know other men, yeah, you gotta have that conversation with some motherfuckers, because you gotta let motherfuckers know, hey bro, you ain't gonna get away with that shit. You'll get caught. It's sad, but you gotta have that conversation. And everybody who's in coaching and teaching run from that conversation. It needs to be spoke on, man. Hey dog, don't lose your job over that. Don't lose your family over that. Don't get sent to prison and have a fucking charge on your jacket over that. When you're a masculine male, bro, trying to take charge and want to have tough conversations like this, to be honest, this is not a conversation for the bitches. But if we want to be honest, though, it's more women these days getting caught at the schools fucking the kids. You're a masculine man, they're gonna put everybody against you, bro. They're gonna turn your girl against you. Because when you're gonna speak on stuff, they didn't already put in her mind, you're sassy. They go for your wife. They're gonna try to convince your wife that you control them. It's weird that in today's society.
This is not. And whoever put his video, it's like they blocked his name off. But let me see if I can find his damn. It look like it say flop. Okay, is this his page? That's his page. But where is the? Did he take his own video now? Cause people on his ass. They be killing me with that. The world against masculinity. Y'all niggas been running the world for how many years? And as soon as people want to stand up against y'all's system, to protect the children and the women. Now it's attack on masculinity. They need to cut that bullshit out. So it looked like he took the video down because I'm on his page. But I wanted y'all, I'm gonna play her video because you know there's some people calling him out. They saying he care more about protecting the men than he care about protecting the women. Uh, yeah, it looked like he took that video down. I don't see it, boy. Y'all better learn. Y'all gotta say shit and stand on shit, bruh. Stand on it. Look like he took it down because I don't see it. Damn. All right. I'm gonna just play her video. Let's see how much she play of his video.
All right. So there's a conversation going on about a video that my friend has made. And I know this man personally, so the way that y'all are taking it is totally wrong. So I want y'all to watch my video and then, yeah, y'all can come up with your own conclusion. But y'all are going to the extreme about this man. Y'all are weird as fuck. Weird.
Flock of Trent checking in. Flock of Trent checking in. Hey, man, somebody got to speak on this shit, bro. So listen, bro. Y'all got to start briefing the male teachers that teach in middle school and high school. Y'all also got to start briefing the coaches. Because one thing, nobody want to talk about the elephant in the room. Y'all got these grown men around these raging hormone young girls that's developing, bro. It needs to be spoke on, man. Hey, dog.
Now, I don't see why people are taking it the wrong way because y'all get up here and act as if every year there's not a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman fucking with one of the kids at the school. Y'all are behaving as if what he is saying is too far-fetched when there are grown men and grown women going to the public schools fucking with them. Y'all need to have a meeting with them that if y'all do this behavior, we gonna check y'all ass. We are going to get you out of our vicinity if we catch you behaving in this way. Yes, y'all need to brief these men because there are a lot of men who will go after a young-ass girl. I'm not finna lie. June 1st, 2016. She was a teacher. Alexandria Vera. She was.
Okay. I wanted to play. Hopefully it looked like somebody took down the video, but first off, this bitch said we are weird because we questioning what he said. You believe that people have to brief grown as adults to tell them not to be inappropriate with children, even though they should fucking common sense know that, right? They should know that. Even though I'm pretty sure in the handbooks it tell you in their that you cannot be inappropriate with minors and you will be charges will be brought up on you. We will press charges to the full extent, right, of the law. But she said that they should have these conversations. And I think where a lot of people are having an issue with the dude is that he was saying that he don't really see nothing wrong with the mentality. If a grown ass man is looking at a young girl inappropriately or thinking of risking everything to have sexual contact with her or be inappropriate with her, that you got to remind the man what they're going to lose, what's going to happen if they get caught, right? To me it sounds like he's more protecting the predators than the children. If a man is so fucking horny or so uncontrol of his damn desires, if young teenage girls get you aroused, that means you're attracted to young people. And you probably don't need to be a coach. Ain't no probably. You don't need to be around children. If a child, in your words, is developing like they naturally do as they turn into adults, it's going to make you want to have sexual contact with them. family man, godly man. I think it's weird that we would have to have that conversation and tell a fucking grown ass man to keep his nasty hands off of someone's child. I think that's fucking weird. It's giving predatory and it's pushing that mentality that these men have no control over their urges. When I say they act more animalistic, they act predatory. Most men don't grape on older women, right? They target the young women, the children, right? Some sickos go for the elderly and the disabled. Some are that sick, they do that. Remember, I covered a story of a white heterosexual male graping on a child, not a child, a woman that was autistic, in another word that I'm trying not to use, non-verbal. Every morning when he dropped her off to her therapy session, right? He pulled over every morning and was raping on her. This motherfucker said we need to have a debriefing to tell an adult not to harm or violate a child. And she said, and then this is her goofy ass, because you remember her job is to protect the male's ego, the misogyny ego. She deflecting and pointing out women predators as we don't know that there's some fucking women predators in teacher positions. We know them hoes are there too, sick motherfuckers. But the statistics say, right, that the bigger ones that do it the most are the males. Yes, the sick bitches are there too, but it's rare. It happens, but it's rare. Not saying it shouldn't be addressed and not to be ignored or dismissed. Lock them bitches up too and throw away the fucking key. Lock them up too. But to sit up here and say that people are taking it out of context, we're not taking it out of context. We heard what he said. These men around these hormone raging women, he ain't calling women girls. It's not their fault why they're developing. And if a man is that fucking undisciplined with his dick, he don't need to be in that position. That's the conversation you need to have. Hey, this job is not for you if you're getting turned on looking at someone's child as they are developing and turning into an adult. If your penis is getting hard to the point that you want to grape her or groom her to have sexual contact with her for your sexual gratification, this is not the job for you. Get your ass out of here and let us hire someone who's not going to sit up here and look at these kids as sexual objects. Even though this masculinity energy that they keep pushing, the biggest problem that I have with some of these males is that they teaching these young boys to treat women as tools, right? To not see them as equal to them or human, but to see them as a pleasurable object that their only job is to get them off. Go around and have sex with as many girls as you want for your sexual gratification, and they don't learn emotional intelligence. They don't develop a healthy relationship with women where they can get married and sustain in a happy marriage. And these motherfuckers wonder why statistics saying they're dying alone. Women are getting tired of your shit. Your children are getting tired of your shit. The children that you're abandoning saying fuck you. You weren't there when they needed you. So good luck while you dying, old bastard. You know how it go. I always thought it was weird men who made jokes about being attracted to girls when they're going through their puberty and saying that they had to get away because they couldn't control themselves. Control your goddamn hormones. If you know you that undisciplined and you so get away from the damn kids. It ain't hard. But we know that's not how predators work. Tatiana speak, and your friend Flocka Trent, whatever his name is. Predators purposely seek those positions. They do that on purpose so they can have access to the churn, to the innocence. They get in those positions of authority and trust. Come on. But she deflecting and trying to remind the world that women predators don't exist. That wasn't the issue that these people were having with him. They was having the issue that they was having with him, that he was seen like he was doing his best to protect predators. Not even men, predators. Telling them that, hey, you're gonna lose everything. It ain't worth it, play. Instead of telling them, hey, the way you're thinking ain't right. It ain't right at all. You need to get disciplined and get your ass out of this position. He said he telling us to go reason with the predators. Have a debriefing with them. Tell them how important it is for them not to rape a child. You're going to go to jail. As if they don't already fucking know that. They knew that when they turned 18 and they realized that they could no longer sleep with people under the age of 18. They know that. This nigga said have a debriefing. What, you need to draw them a fucking picture? Teach them the no-no squares? Only debriefing y'all need to have is sitting down with them children and telling them kids how to report that shit when it happens to them, and let them know that these people who groomed them and targeted them, that they don't love you and you ain't their special little friend or nothing. You are their prey. You're nothing but a sexual tool to them, for them to get off on a sexual gratification. You're not nothing special to them. They're just using you. Cause they sick. Only person they be sit down and have a debriefing is teaching the kids how to identify when an adult is trying to groom them. But of course, I don't expect Tatiana Smith to have any common sense about it. I mean, the religion that she's trying to push people to believe in, there ain't even no law telling men not to mess with children, underage children. No laws against pedophilia. Hell, the Bible tells you them when the girl has a period, she's a woman. And she can get married and mate. This whole massage, this whole masculine shit, I really wish these motherfuckers would not get these ideals from the fucking Bible. I hate it that they get it from the Bible. A lot of the men in the Bible were trash anyway. Lot was a terrible fucking father, if you ask me. He'd rather see his daughters get raped than to other men being attacked, instead of them fighting off their damn attackers. Instead of another man get raped, he said it's better to rape the women. And then turn around and fucking fuck his daughters and try to twist the story, say because he was drunk. I said, if that story happened in real life, who want to bet $1 that Lot raped his daughters? He clearly had a mindset of a rapist. He was willing to give his daughter to a mob of men who wanted to rape his guests. He didn't give a shit about his damn daughters. He said rape them. But to these men, don't do nothing too. I'm like, well, damn, ain't you a man of God? Ask God to come down here and, I said the men of the Bible were trash as hell. They did not protect their women. One of them sacrificed his own damn daughter to God, right? One of them sacrificed his own daughter to God so he can win a fucking battle. He promised God if he helped him win a war, he'll sacrifice the first thing that come out of his damn house. It was his daughter. They trash as hell. But this is where they want y'all to get y'all morals and y'all ethics from. Men in the Bible who thought it's better for women to get raped and to sacrifice their daughters, right? Rape women, and if they rape them, pay a dowry. Or if they think that they white cheated on them, make them drink poison and hope they don't die. And if the wife doesn't die or she don't have a miscarriage, she didn't cheat. But if she did, I guess she can die. The baby miscarries some shit. They having abortions in the Bible, right? But I'm telling you, I was like, I'm not even surprised that I didn't even watch this video. I just knew when I first saw she posted on it when I was on TikTok. I said, "What? She try to excuse this shit." But yes, everybody knows predators target schools. But I need Tatiana speak to pick a fucking struggle. Hell, the video I just did of you, you just said it was the damn gay people targeting the kids. So now with this video you doing, defending your homeboy who clearly is projecting, and I hope a flock of Trent is not working around children. And I hope he don't have a teenage daughter walking around. And if he does, I hope she look just like his ass. I hope she looked a twin. If that would deter him from not looking at her inappropriately. But now that you want to admit it in this video, so now you agree with me that the problem is males and not just gay males. Because in your last video, you had me convinced that you were saying only people who are the PDF files are the gay people, the gay males, to advance their community. Like, people like this girl make me sick. I'm tired of this ignorant shit with them. I just wish these people would believe in their God and peace and leave everybody else the fuck alone. Why is you complaining about the world being wicked and evil and shit if your Bible says that people gonna do this shit? Why are you complaining about it if the Bible prophesied that the world was gonna be like this? Your job is supposed to be getting holy and right within yourself and make sure you're good. Right?
Sleeping and she got pregnant by a 13-year-old. Okay. This teacher here literally was just charged this year. Louis Scott, he worked at a private school. Literally was just caught consistently messing with children. I don't know why y'all choose to act like certain conversations do not need to be had, but certain conversations do need to be had. That there are a group of weird ass adults that go to schools and they will mess with your child. You need to teach your children about inappropriate touches and appropriate touches. What conversations to be having with your children and what you should not be allowing. There are people that will prey on children. There are teenagers that will go and seek out adults, but you're still an adult and you don't fuck with them. You tell them, no, get your fast ass away from me, little ass boy.
And look at it, the little bitch you call the child fast. The child fast, even though the child is just developing. The same hormones that make you want to fuck is now entering in that child because they're going through puberty. You see what I mean? I hate that. I hate when people call adults call children fast. The same shit, the same hormones that rage in your ass to make you want to fuck is now in these kids when they go through puberty. They're not fast. They're developing and turning into adults. Your grown ass supposed to be the one to say, no, you are a child. That is inappropriate and that's not right. Calling the baby fast. But somebody in her comment section said, I am an educator. Absolutely no meeting needs to be had because if you are a predator, there is nothing anyone can say. Predators look for prey. That is built in their mindset. Right? That's why I say he don't realize how dumb and crazy and suspect that shit sounded, but she said we weird for questioning it. Like, it just didn't sound right at all. But let me see some other commentaries. But the gay dude, his video, because his videos had a lot of views, but it looked like his video going.
So I'm scrolling minding my business, and this guy does a video of like reacting to a guy basically saying that men that teach junior high school and high school need to have a class. He's starting to find, but they need to have a class to tell them that how you shouldn't mess with the young girls. I know they're developing, they thinking they grown, they looking they fast, he basically putting it all on, it's all the girls for how they looking and all that. They fast, they been fucking, they da 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 da. Don't get caught by them. That you should know that you're gonna get caught. You're gonna da. You're never gonna make it. But how he doing is framing it and blaming on the kids. No, bitch. Listen, in high school I had a principal. She had a fat ass. Ass was fat. But them boys knew not to play with her. If they even thought, like, they saying it amongst themselves, but they would never disrespect her. And even if they did, she checked that the way they knew, they don't talk to her like that no more. They don't do nothing like that. They might play nice and be like, oh, Miss White, Miss White. You know what I'm trying to say? But she got them to do what the fuck they needed to do. You know what I'm trying to say? We had teachers, male teachers, fine. You know what I'm trying to say? We gonna talk amongst ourselves? That's not making us fast, because like you said, you got eyes. We talk amongst ourselves and say, oh, he fine, da 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 da. If anybody ever got inappropriate by like just saying something like, ooh, Miss, whatever his name is, they check that, and then the kids would know. Everybody already knew. You don't fucking try. But if it's one bold person who tried it, that shit is nipped in the butt. And if you need a class to tell you before, as you made it grown enough to become a teacher, if you need a class to tell you that messing with kids is fucking wrong, you shouldn't fucking be there in the first place. You don't need a class, a seminar, a powwow, all of that to tell you what you should already fucking know before even becoming a fucking teacher. My child is 11 years old, and she know already when she start dating and start doing all, you don't mess with no grown ass man. She already see, and she knows by seeing the TV, be like, why is she messing with this old ass man, or what the? Please, you need to go to jail. You need to fucking catch. You need to remind yourself and stop yourself from tempting and doing all those things, so you think everybody else have those. You're nasty. So I'm scrolling.
I wish I could find that gay dude. Cause the gay dude video was good. I seen a comment that says, somebody put, he made it seem like as if it's okay to even look at kids that way. That's why that's why I was side-eyeing him when he kept saying that the kids raging hormones and they're developing and they look like women now. No, but you still know that they're kids. Right. And like, this woman said, if you gotta have a class telling you not to touch the kids, you don't need to be there. You clearly got a predator mindset. Somebody put, he also said that he thinks that way because his daughter, which is a crazy thing to say, man. See, man. Now I don't know if that comment true or not, but they claim the dude got a damn daughter. Lord have mercy. God, why, man? If you real, protect the children, man. Especially from their own damn fathers. So
Teachers that teach in middle school and high school.
Since enough of y'all not gonna have the conversation with each other, I'm going to say it to you. Okay? And women, mothers, fathers, y'all can come to this video and y'all can go back to his video and listen to the entire video and then start to analyze the company that you keep and the crowd you bring around yourself and your children. Because this is the conversation that needs to be had with male teachers and male coaches. That one, that child is not your child. And two, that child does not deserve your projection, your lack of maturity, your toxicity, your predatory behavior, your disciplinary tactics, none of it. That child is simply there to learn, whether that is English, math, basketball, or football. You all do not need to put your hands on any person's child to get them to shoot a ball better. You do not need to curse at anyone's child to get them to sit down. You do not need to call anyone's child feminine.
hold on. I wonder if this the dude. He said he messaged me for calling him out on my page. Let me see if this the dude who I've been looking for. That kind of, yeah, I think that is. Now, where is your video? All right, so that is his page. Did they take your video down? Damn, what was his fucking? Is this the video? No, that ain't it. I think it's this one. Is this?
What's up, guys? Mr. P here. The other day, I made a video about keeping yourself safe as a male educator and keeping your students safe. So in this video, I'm going to give you a clear-cut example of how you have to take extra precautions to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So right now, I am not currently a teacher. I'm getting my master's, hopefully within a
Yeah,
year.
that's not it. I think they took his video down. 1 second, y'all. Man, I'll tell you. Let's see. Oh man, I think he. It was it his video. I think they took the damn video down because it was. All right, it just ain't what it meant to be because he gets in his ass, and it made more sense hearing the man explain it. Especially a gay man. Um, since they think all the gay men are the sexual predators.
Teachers that teach in middle school and high school.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. My video already long anyway. All right, so I'm finna go ahead and play a quick YouTube video about the statistic of a man who wrote a dissertation paper about gay people and being abusers. I'm gonna play his video, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play the Funky Dineva, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I was gonna go chat GPT, but I don't even think I really need it. So let me play this video, and then I'm gonna go to
Ralph was a homosexual, a person who
I'm gonna go to Funky Dineva's video.
You see, Ralph was a homosexual, a person who demands an intimate relationship with members of their own sex.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Kalszewski, forensic psychologist. Recently, I read an article about a situation where there is a political action group targeting LGBTQ college faculty under the idea that they're attempting to save children. In fact, there was recently an incident at Arizona State University where members of this group confronted a college instructor who is gay as part of their, quote, child safety unit for an online program that they produce where they confront potential sexual predators, kind of like in the form of the popular television program To Catch a Predator. You could check the article out at USA Today. So there seems to be this idea being perpetuated that homosexuals, and specifically homosexual men, pose a risk to sexually offend against children. And as you see from my opening clip, this is not a new idea. But what does the science say? Well, there are literally dozens and dozens of studies published in peer-reviewed journals that show that this is a myth. And the FBI has acknowledged that the science supports the idea that people who identify as homosexual are at no greater risk to sexually offend against others as compared to people who identify as heterosexual, bisexual, or something else. In my own research, my dissertation, which included a sample of 306 convicted sex offenders of children, only about 3% of the offenders in my sample identified themselves as homosexual in sexual orientation in their adult relationships. And this rate is even lower in individuals who meet the criteria for pedophilia or who have a sexual attraction to prepubescent children. In fact, an individual with a pedophilic orientation who identifies as homosexual in their adult relationships is extremely rare. Now, I'm not saying this never happens. I'm not saying that a person who identifies as homosexual never sexually offends against children. It does happen. But if you look at the science, the myth of the idea of a homosexual male being focused on grooming children in order to sexually abuse them is not supported by the science. If you're interested in forensic psychology, follow me here. Also, check out my YouTube channel, where I have several more extended videos where I cover a variety of topics in forensic psychology. You can also find me on other social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Thanks.
Yeah, so this is something that the people who study these behavior, they are well aware of it, right? But you know, people with they talkative points and you know they bigotry and stuff. Of course, they want to demonize one community just so they can you know push their agenda, right? But now I'm finna play Funky Dineva talking about Sidney Starr, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Yeah, that's why I said when she said there ain't nobody in the gay community called him out. I was like, girl, shut up, you fucking lying. Like a very well known voice in our community definitely condemned this behavior, right? And not all gay people think the same. Mm, okay, where's that video at? I think it's this one. Mm,
Than what I thought it was. And then I particularly pulled this particular excerpt because I got to read to y'all what all the hell was going on. Sidney Starr. No, 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 no. This is bad. And it's worse than what I thought it was. And then I particularly pulled this particular excerpt because I got to read to y'all what all the hell was going on down here to this hotel in Hateville. She was here getting ready to film a Zeus event. The victim, so for guys, reality star Sidney Starr, mugshot release after arrest for sexual assault of a minor under 16 at a Georgia hotel. The victim, a 13-year-old minor visiting Georgia to participate in a football event, was targeted by the suspect identified as Sidney Starr. The suspect stalked the minor through the premises before approaching him directly to tell him and his 13-year-old nephew that they were cute. The minors did not know who Sidney Starr was and was unaware of the suspect's biological sex. Shortly after the initial encounter, the victim and the nephew were playing a game near the hotel bar where the suspect was seated. The suspect called the minor over and instructed him to touch his phone against hers to exchange and share contact information. The suspect sent the text message to the 13-year-old victim's phone, instructing him to come upstairs to the hotel room. The victim was confused by the message and why the suspect was contacting him. The victim was in the hallway when the suspect descended in the elevator, peeked out to locate the victim, and then exited once she spotted him. The suspect gained the victim's attention while still in the elevator and told him to come here. He approached to see what she wanted. The subject brought the victim to the elevator and used her hotel room key, which was programmed specifically for access to the 5th floor, to force/coerce the minor up to her floor. She assured him she would bring him back downstairs and merely wanted to show him something. He was scared. He listened, not knowing he was in real life danger. The victim had no key and was unable to press a random floor number to try to escape due to the hotel keys only being programmed for the floor that you were on. Once inside the private area on the 5th floor, let me tell y'all what this heifer did. Once inside the private area on the 5th floor, the suspect sexually assaulted the 13-year-old victim. I spoke to somebody in the trans community and they said she performed oral sex on him. The victim physically pushed the suspect off of himself and fled towards the exit. As the victim ran, the suspect fell and attempted to grab his foot and offered him money for the sexual act in an attempt to stop him from escaping. The victim successfully broke free and escaped the area. A close family member was notified immediately and law enforcement was contacted without delay. As a member of the LGBTQ community and everything that we got going on right now with legend.
So before I let him go, because I guess, I got to make it a proper commentary. But as you can see, he had no problem reading the allegations, right? What was said, whatever. He had no problem reading it. So when Tatiana Speed said gay people ain't say nothing about it, just lying through her little teeth. Her damn religion say thou shalt not fucking lie, and she just straight lied. Why wouldn't nobody speak on that? Regardless if they was gay or straight or whatever, why wouldn't the gay community speak on that? Oh, because y'all teach that we all perverted. Even though we looking at your man's Flocka Kent or whatever his name was, Flocka Trent, sideways because he so goddamn questionable that he feel like he need a class to teach him not to be a predator or teach men not to be predators. It's either that shit in you or it ain't. And if it's in you, do yourself a favor and get your ass out of that position. Hell, don't your Bible even say how long can a man hold fire to his chest and not it burn? If the Bible say if it tempts you, you chop your hand off, pluck your eye. Even your own Bible encourage you to stay away from temptation. But you over there running to defend your man because he said something questionable. That I think every woman and the woman of the daughter that they say he got should be side out of him. It ain't about no attack on masculinity. That was an attack on fucking predator projecting. That's what it's giving. But that's what I wanted to tell him. If he's a religious man, like hell, I might do a TikTok video myself calling that motherfucker out. A separate video. The Bible tell you to pluck your eyes out and shit like that to keep you from fucking sinning and shit like that. Jesus said if you look at a girl lustfully, you already committed adultery in your damn heart. I hope he ain't one of them religious fanatics like Tatiana, who says she know him in real life and people taking what he said out of context. No, we didn't. We heard what he said. He was busy protecting the predators, teaching them how not to get caught, and just remind them, hey, bro, I know it's hard. I know it's tempting. I know she's young and innocent or whatever, and you want to get off, but don't, it ain't worth it. You're gonna go to jail. They're gonna catch you. She might tell on you. It ain't worth it. Instead of him saying, hey, you shouldn't be thinking like that. And if you are, you need to get away from kids. That's simple. But he cared more about the damn men than the children being violated.
Legislation in this Trump administration, the first thing I said was, damn you, Sidney. You right here personified everything that those people push trans people to be. You personified everything those people fearmonger and portray trans people to be. You laid it right out on the table for them to now use what you did to this boy as the poster child for why trans people should not have rights, why they should not be able to go in bathrooms, and why they should not be parts of society because they're going to do what? Rape and hurt and kill, endanger, and sexually assault your children. Thank you so much, Sidney Starr, for setting the entire community back forever and a decade for doing that. That is number one. Number two, I am sorry, and this is going to be relatively disrespectful to the trans community, but I have to say it the way society is going to receive it. You was a man on your knees performing oral on that little boy. Society is going to say you were a sick man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. They gonna say that because number one, biologically, technically, that's what it was, right? And number two, men are the ones that usually do activities like that. Women, uh, you know, rare. Women have, very rare. It happens, but they gonna say that. They definitely gonna say that. You was a man. I said that. Hell, fuck the pronouns. Once you are harming someone's fucking child, I don't give a fuck about your pronouns. Even I said that. That was a man, a male identifying as a woman. Free, and if the insert that Funky Dineva read, if it's true, what Funky Dineva said, shit, said the baby freaked out because the baby didn't know that this was a male. I'm one of those people that this is what I meant to bring up to y'all earlier. They get mad at me too in the community because I feel like before any sexual contact that I feel like a trans woman should disclose. You know, I feel like they should disclose before they have sexual contact. On the first meet and greet, no, I don't think you should disclose. If you're walking down the sidewalk and the man trying to holler at you or whatever, just like a regular woman, the man right now, he can't see through your clothing. He can't see what you got. Leave it to the imagination. Yes, it's fine. Leave it to your imagination. Let him assume, if he is assuming that you're a biological woman. But before you have any sexual contact, that's kissing or oral sex or giving him head, that man has the right to know your biology. Because in his mind, he's consenting to having sexual contact with a biological female if he's a heterosexual man who dates biological female. That's his body too. You have the rights to your body. The males have the rights to their body. I feel like they absolutely should disclose before any sexual contact. Hell, I tell them disclose in a safe place. Wait till you on the telephone miles away from that motherfucker and then tell them. So you ain't got to worry about them unaliving you because some of them will kill you. Some of them will try to beat you up or then they start questioning their sexuality because they found a male who's identifying and dressed up as a woman. I don't know why in their mind they start thinking that means that they're fucking gay. It's not. That doesn't mean you're gay. You thought you found somebody who you thought was a biological woman attractive, right? But these men, when it come down to that, they can't handle that shit, so they get all twisted up in the fucking game in their head, right? So I feel like they should disclose. But ever when Funky Dineva was telling this story on how society was gonna view this, that is what we gonna see, because that's what happened. A predator, a male predator who identifies as a woman, violated a child. Didn't even have the decency to tell the child what they were, right? What they are, even though it don't matter because it's still a fucking child. Shouldn't have been having sexual contact, period. Hell, you shouldn't have barely even had a conversation. You're supposed to tell him to go up and get away from you or, have a nice life or good job in your game or whatever, good luck in your game. All these men out here who willing to sleep with trans and other gay men out here who willing to sleep with trans. Hell, they got women who sleep with trans. All these adults that's willing to have consensual sex with you guys. I don't understand why these predators just keep targeting fucking children. It's sick. It's a mental illness, in my opinion. All the way around, this whole situation was fucked up. When I reported on the Florida pastor Timothy Chonenfield, his nasty ass was dead ass wrong for not telling the child that he had HIV, even though he violated first when he had sexual contact or was seeking out a child in the first place. But Funky, according to this insert Funky read, the baby ain't even know that she was a trans woman. Or he was a trans woman.
Now, don't get me wrong. It would have been equally as worse if it was a cisgender, biological, front desk fish, real woman with a coochie that can have a baby. It would have been bad had a real woman did it, no disrespect intended, but it makes it even worse that you trans and you did it, because now they're going to build all type of trauma about this time, this man with this wig and these titties performed oral on a 13-year-old. It's just horrible, Sidney. It is horrible. Now, I had some conversations today with some of my trans friends, and I wanted to, y'all know me, I'm always
Yeah, Deshaun, I'm one of those ones, sis. You already know. Hey, even if that was a biological female, just like Funky said, it still would have been fucking wrong. Just as wrong. It ain't even no scale on wrong. Both of them are both adults, male or female, are violating a child. That's how I feel about it. Now I know society kind of like, it's double standards, and some men don't look at it as a big deal because they would have gave the little boy a high five for getting oral sex from a grown as adult, make him feel like the man. They don't feel like when women pray it's predatory. You know what I'm saying? They feel like the man just got game, right? But to me, it's just as wrong if that was a biological female. If a woman did that, she need to get her ass whooped, beat, stomped on, slapped across the fucking head, and shone, and sent to the cornfields. Okay, like it's all wrong, regardless of the gender. But I agree with Funky that society, Funky Dineva, like society, it doesn't matter though. It was Signy, and now they finna group us all together and demonize our community instead of seeing Sidney as for the predator that he is, and not the representation of the LGBT community.
trying to understand something, even if it's horrible. I am trying to understand. And so I asked one of my trans friends, I said, listen, I said, I'm not trans, so I don't necessarily understand the psychology or the psyche of a trans person. I said, but is somebody like a Sidney Starr being so boy crazy, does that play into the whole needing to be validated as a woman and being able to pull a boy or pull a man or get somebody to be attracted to you or get somebody to do something with you? Does that in some kind of weird way make you feel more womanly and whole? And the person that I was talking to said, yes, for some, they do kind of have that psyche that makes them boy crazy. I don't mind you
I
being.
think that's probably more with the ones who are not predators who do that, like the ones who say uh they are not attracted to other gay men, they only attracted to straight men. I think it's more of them that maybe that validates their acceptance of if they're a woman or not, because they was able to fool a grown man. I mean, it's not hard to fool children. Children are naive. They're kids. They you feel what I'm saying? I mean, at one point they believed in Santa Claus, right? They felt for the Sky Daddy shit as children, right? So it's not hard to fool children, right? You can indoctrinate them and groom them. But I think I got what Funky was asking, but to me it's just clear that fucking Sidney Starr is a goddamn predator. The way that they read that, they sound like that ain't her first rodeo. They said the people who was on Tasha K's panel, and the other people who was talking about word on the curve and all that stuff, they said that she prayed him. She followed him around. And the only reason he was able to get to her floor, into her room, right, because he needed the key card, she brought him up there. Hell, dude, Funky said the baby was nervous and a little confused, ain't know what to do, because it's natural for kids to listen to adults. It sound like a 13-year-old to me and not a grown ass 18-year-old, right? A grown ass thing. It wouldn't be a grown ass, barely grown 18-year-old. They still children to me. Under 21, they still children to me. But yeah, when he asked that question, I got what he was asking. But no, it ain't even because Sidney a trans woman. Sidney, he's a predator. He just happened to be a predator that identifies as a woman. That's it. He's a male predator. He go right in the category of the statistics of who the predators are in the world.
boy crazy. It's the fact that it was a child. And I'm going to be very clear here. And maybe this is because of my own premature sexual experiences. I feel this way. I could be a little more forgiving if the child was 17. Still would have been wrong. Still would have been illegal. I could have been a little more forgiving if the child was 17, because there is a world where you can look at a 17-year-old and say, he's got the body of a man, the facial hair of a man. Hell, I thought he was 20. Hell, I thought he was 19. But let me be perfectly clear here. Let me be perfectly clear here. There is no world where any 13-year-old boy looks 18 or older. I ain't seen one yet. I ain't seen one yet. There's no way of backing out of this. There is no way around any of this. And then here is the other thing that my trans friend told me. Then they told me the dumbass admitted to doing it, talking about it was consensual. Too damn out here committing crimes and don't know the law, baby. You can't sleep with nobody underage and then holler it was consensual, because minors do not have the legal capacity to consent. Minors do not have the ability to consent. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it was consensual. Why is yo bitch, you older than me? I'll be 43 on the 20th of this month. Ho, you older than me. Okay? There is nothing. My nephews were here this weekend, and they're in that age.
Hold on, let me back that up. How old he said Sidney Starr is? Funky said he older than him.
Oh, you older than me. Okay? Oh, you older than consensual. Why is yo bitch, you older than me? I'll be 43 on the 20th of this month. Ho, you older than me.
Damn,
okay? There is nothing
that's even more wild, bro. Like, bitch over 40. I ain't know how old Sidney Starr is, because I ain't never followed. She wasn't one of the people in the LGBT community that I looked up to or whatever, because I ain't like what she did to Triggy, right? And it's not because that, the stigma behind trans, for him being a trans, it's the lie. It had nothing to do with the her being a trans and society being homophobic or transphobic against trans people, discriminating them. Had nothing to do with that. It's because she lied on him, knowing that he was gonna get demonized, because at that time people were not okay with that, especially when you are a male and you got a certain image to uphold. He had to be marketable. But that last thing tarnished that man's reputation so bad he lost a record deal and other fucking endorsements, because they thought he was sleeping with a trans woman. A lie, so she can get famous. It's crazy. Now nowadays that wouldn't have happened, but it did happen to Chingy, and everybody is aware of that. So I ain't never fought with Sidney Starr like that, to be honest with you. I ain't never thought I liked what she did. And I ain't one of those people who want to say this was karma, because again, I view karma as different. A child was harmed in this interaction that Sidney Starr had with this child. A child was harmed, right? She tried to sodomize him, right? So allegedly, right? But I don't know if that's karma because someone got hurt. Besides Sidney Starr facing 25 years to life in prison. Okay, a kid is now psychologically fucked up for a little while till he gets some therapy, and who knows if he's ever gonna get over it. When men get in their head, they can't perform naturally. I be feeling sorry for these babies, especially these males. When they kid, they be already confused enough. I really feel bad for some of y'all sons, because they addicted to porn, and they just hit puberty, and they already dealing with ED issues, because they don't masturbate it, and they mind ain't right because they got this ideal of sex with women, and these different things they come across. I feel sorry. I'm one of those people that feel like they need to do a better job protecting kids from access to these adult websites. But I feel sorry for the babies. I really people do a better job at protecting kids to the exposure of sex at such a young age. So it really does fuck with them.
nephews were here this weekend, and they're in that age bracket with they stinking musty asses. Okay, there is nothing about a teenage boy that can even get me to crack a smirk, yet alone a smile. There is no. Do y'all want to know what's 30-year-olds are unattractive to me? Like Oliver just turned 30. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that could have been in class with Oliver. I do not. There is nothing attractive to me whatsoever about anybody under the age of 35. That's just me. That's just me. I'm 43. There is nothing attractive to me about anybody under the age of 35. How the hell you managed to get activated in between your legs and in your butt for a 13-year-old child? And I'm going to tell you something else. I might not be able to prove it, but this ain't the first underage person you mess with, baby. That's not on you. It's in you. That's not on you. It's in you. Okay? And I was telling somebody else today, I said, let me tell you something.
Yeah, they said it was rumors about that. It was something, but like Funky said, that ain't just on you. That's in you. That's in the essence of your soul. He's just a predator. Star is a predator. Simple as that. And I'm with Funky. I mean, everybody not like me. Some people do like younger people younger than them. You got your cougars and the people who want to be sugar daddies. Me personally, I don't know. I can't really speak for everybody else, but for myself, I just don't find younger people sexually attractive that I want to engage in them with sex. To me, they just look so innocent, right? Like, not saying that having sex is, anything wrong with that, but to me it's like I know that they just got into adulthood and they still figuring it out, and they ignorant and they naive, and they still haven't, they still trying to, they frontal cortex is still trying to develop. I don't see them at anything sexual about them. I see them as new beings, new adults trying to navigate life, and hopefully they can make the world a better place. Because our grandparents and they grandparents fucked up the world for us in the United States, not the whole world. I'm just speaking for political things in here in the United States, right? But I'm with Funky. I be like, I don't even be like, even when I remember when I had somebody a couple of years ago tried to holler at me, and I think this girl was like 26, right? And then I was just like, yeah, yeah. Like, even if I was single, I wouldn't even be checking for you. You just, to me, like, we don't have nothing in common. Like, what am I gonna talk to you about? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna want to. I don't want to just have sex with you. I want to understand your mind, right? But I remember she looked older. She looked my age. Hell, she thought I was her age, right? She thought I was in my 20s. And when we said each other ages and stuff, I was like, girl, if I was single, well, number one, I can't talk to you because I'm in a relationship. But number two, you just way too young for me, girl. I don't check for people your age. That coochie get dry on my end. I can't speak for everybody else, but some people, I feel like they vampires and they want that youthful energy to keep themselves generated. I don't need that. I like, you would say I have I'm a kid at heart. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe because I naturally just have that youthfulness in me. Only time I'm reminded how old I am is when my ankles hurt or some shit, or when I bend down to pick up something and I can't get up as fast as I used to, or if I make grunting noises and shit. But for as how I feel, maybe because I'm a kid at heart sometimes. But I'm with Funky. I remember I kept telling that to somebody. When young people try to talk to me, if they under 30 or something, it's just I can't do it. you know, I'd be like, what we gonna talk about? Do you even know the cartoons I know? Are you in the things into? I'm 40 now. I go to bed at a certain time now, right? If I don't get a full good night's sleep, I can like I'm not there. I'm no use. I can't even explain it. When I realized, I remember you remember when I could be able to sleep 3-4 hours and get through the day just fine, man. Shit, not no more. My whole day is fucking off and ruined if I don't get the sleep I need, right? But I'm with Funky though. I'm just not attracted to younger people, young adults myself, because I'm a mental thing too. You got to stimulate my mind, you know. And the younger you are, the most like you're not going to be able to do that. because we don't have nothing compatible or relate to same life experiences.
Get no address. Karma don't forget no address. And bitch, you going to jail for a long time. You going to jail for a long time. And part of it has to do with your karma, because I'm not going to lie, Sidney Starr. You know, we ran into each other personally. You thought I didn't have, when I came to Chicago, I came somewhere one time and you was there. Somebody had booked me and you was scared to come over to where I was at because you thought that I had a problem with you. And I had to tell the promoter, I said, I ain't got no problem with her. I don't agree with the stuff that she do, but that's not going to keep me from like being able to party on this particular night. And, you know, she came over and she was like, you know, Daniva, I thought you didn't like me because you didn't like me. You know, I didn't really see it for you. And I was like, well, you know, I don't know you to not like you. I don't like some of the stuff that you've done when you on these reality shows, but I don't not like you. This makes up for all the devilment that you have done, Sidney, because from the moment you stepped in our sight, you have been a menace to society, starting with you ruining Chingy's career in lying, going on to the way you behaved on Love and Hip Hop. Now you on these other shows, fighting Real Fish and all this. Sidney, you just wanted the spotlight and stuff so bad that you were willing to do anything for it. And I don't know, Sidney. It's giving mental illness. It's giving arrested development. It's giving stunted growth. It's giving some drug use. And as a result of it, you might be doing a minimum of 25 years. Take a look at this content that I got from another creator who is Legal Fish or whatever. And damn it, I don't queued the thing up wrong. Hold on. I don't mess up the thing. Let me get the thing. Bam. I want to change that to that. Check out what Legal Fish had to say.
And the maximum sentence on these charges is life. Yeah, that's because of that middle charge right there. I don't think I can say it online, but you see it. So yeah, first of all these charges are extremely serious, but that middle one, that's the one. The maximum is life, and the mandatory minimum is 25 years in prison. Not 25 years on paper, not 25 years on probation, 25 years in prison. Sidney Favors, aka Sidney Starr. I hate that this is my introduction to you, but I know a lot of people, your friends, your family, and people all over social media are talking about this and probably wondering what could happen if you're convicted of something like this. So yes, these are very serious charges with very serious consequences if you're found guilty. Also, I wanted to address the fact that you were denied bond today. That's normal. The judge by law actually cannot grant you bond with this particular fact pattern, okay? But you will have another chance to ask another judge, a Fulton County Superior Court judge, for a bond later on. But for now, you're going to remain in custody. Your attorney is going to petition another judge to hear your application for a bond, and you'll go from there. But yeah, I know a lot of people were wondering what's going on with this. Some of y'all might have been like, oh, it's serious, but not that serious. Extremely serious. Life in prison serious if found guilty.
You going to jail. It happened in Georgia. There is currently a conservative Republican push to punish and penalize trans people. You are a popular / famous trans person, and what you did fits their narrative perfectly. Oh, baby, you're going to... Girl, listen. Since you won't trade, and since you want boys, and since you want ding-a-ling, baby, you about to have more ding-a-ling than you will ever be able to swallow or accommodate in between your legs and in your butt. Quiet as this kept, you like ding-a-ling so much, quiet, they might be doing you a favor. This might need to be where you need to be, baby, because they finna hit it hard from the, baby. Your booty hole and your throat finna be so toe up down to the penitentiary, baby. You better always hope you got somebody who love you enough to put some Vaseline on your commissary, because, baby, they are done. Sidney, you are done. And the sad part about it is it ain't a single person alive that feel bad for you. Not a gay person, not a trans person. There is not a single person, because we can't rally behind you. We cannot. There's not a single person that's willing to risk their credibility in the public rallying behind you. There's nothing to rally behind. We can't uphold nobody in their wrong, Sidney. And you was dead behind wrong for doing what you did. And I feel bad for the parents. I feel bad for the child. I mean, think about this now. This child turns 30 something and is in therapy for that time that I was on a little league baseball trip at a hotel in Hateville, and this man with titties in a wig lured me to the 5th floor to perform oral sex on me. That is one hell of a story to have to retell in front of a doggone therapist. Sydney, you going to the lowest of hells. Your ass is going to the lowest of hells messing around with this. That's all I got, ain't got no more. And I call y'all.
So again, there was gay people who spoke out. I was trying to find this one video that I saw a couple of days ago, but I can't remember um when I saw it. But it was a dude who said how um gay men in prison is a hot commodity. It was just funny the way he had said it. I was hoping to find it, but I don't remember when I seen it. It was hilarious. Um, I was trying to see if I can find it because when he said that, he reminded me of what the white dude said how it was in prison. I was trying to see if I saw it. I think I found it. I found it. Y'all listen to this. This shit is hello. Let me. This shit was funny. Hello. I think this the video.
And butt implants, and are they in prison? There was a gay guy there. His name was Kiki. Everybody's cool with Kiki. And I remember even talking to him one time saying, bro, are you worried about going to prison? He goes, gay guys rule in prison. He said, I'll have 2 or 3 new pair of shoes. Guys will be coming up to me wanting to buy me stuff. So 2 things happen. I get there, and as soon as I walk in, I hear, Matt. And I look up and I see Kiki on the top tier. I said, hey, Kiki, what's going on? Never should have had that conversation. Never should. I should have been like, who are you talking to? The next day, put the pants on. I've got a camel toe. I go like the first or second day of chow. I got Kiki and another gay guy sitting down with me. A big black guy comes up to me and says, hey, man, can I talk to you for a second? And I went, yeah. And he goes, you need anything? You need some shoes? I'll get you some shoes. And I went, no, I'm okay. He said, look, I'm just saying, I'm looking for me a friend. Well, it seems like a friendly place. I mean, you'll find a friend. I'm just saying, like, you's gay, right? I said, no. I said, I don't know what you're thinking, bro. I don't need nothing. Then another black guy walks up to me. They think he's Kiki friendly. In prison, there was a gay guy there. His name
Yeah, now this,
3 guys walking around the compound with
this, to the lady who, what's her name, Tatiana speak. You see that this white man said it was 2 gay men that tried to get with him, gay black men. Since you think it's just, white people, they gay as hell in prison, child. But I thought that was funny. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. So to wrap this show up, this is what I'm gonna say. At the end of the day, like, I'm probably gonna make shorter videos because this is just a live video to talk about this, so I can get some of my talking points, so I can come back and even uh, uh, rehash some of my talking points for when I get ready to go up against these people. At the end of the day, the God she served in the Tatiana speaks or whatever, the God she serving, she's so mad at black women when I'm just don't understand why she ain't petitioning her God to protect the children, right? The Bible says, ask anything in Jesus' name, you should give it to you. He'll give it to you. I don't understand why as simple as praying that kids don't be great is something that is on majority of Christians priority list of prayers. I don't know why that's not on there, but I just don't understand this this need to want to demonize a community just because you don't like how they live or how they do, right? When when a gay offender doesn't respect when a gay offender offends, that gay person does not represent all gay people, right? When a lesbian offender doesn't, or when a lesbian offender offends, you know that person doesn't represent the lesbian community, right? We can keep going on and on. A transgender offender does not represent transgender people. Heterosexual offenders does not represent the heterosexual people. They the predators represent predators, regardless of their sexual orientation, their race, their class, right? With their sexuality. I mean their sex, their gender, regardless of any of that. Predators represent predators. And like I challenged Tatiana's like whatever, like I would like to have a conversation with her and ask her why she trying to appeal to these men with these misogyny talking points. And is she like she desperate? Is she trying to nab her man? Because that's not the type of man you want, to be honest with you. If a man who think like you, like your friend who's sitting up here saying things like men need to take a class debriefing them not to uh give into their urges and violate somebody's child, that if that's the type of caliber of men that you looking for, then that's some low hanging fruit. That's predatory. That's not a real man who's going to protect and cultivate. I feel like a real man would have told a nigga to get away from fucking kids, right? You ain't right in the head, you ain't thinking right, you don't need to work alone children. Get out of this position. A real man would have told people to educate their children on how to spot predators and let them know why it's inappropriate and let them know that this adult is using them for their sexual gratification. Talk to your kids. They're smarter than what you think. Talk to them. Trust me. Some of them will understand, and some of them will. When I used to be supporting a dude named Soleimine, it was a teenage child that recorded him touching on himself and masturbating on the bus in front of her. It was another child who knew that was inappropriate, knew it was perverted, knew it was wrong, and she blasted his ass. Right? She didn't freeze. She wasn't in shock. She documented and then exposed them. This shit that y'all talking about, some attack on masculinity and stuff like that. No, women are just wanting to be safe. You know what? There is a one more video I want to play. Let me see if I can find it. It's this lady channel who I'm a keep up with on TikTok. I want y'all to play a video that she played of another man speaking on this. It's a short video, don't worry. And then I'm out. I just don't understand why Tatiana keep trying to hold especially women to a standard that her own God is not holding it himself. But let me see something real quick. I didn't want to play. It was one more video. It just popped in my head. Play this video real quick and then I'm out. I'm out for real this time.
case of child sex abuse in the United States, out of every single case of child sex abuse in the United States, do you want to know how many were perpetrated by men? Take a wild guess. If you said 60%, it's higher. 70? No, higher. 80? Higher. 99.1% of cases happen to be conducted at the hands of men. 0.9% happens to be at the hands of women. Out of every single case of child sex abuse in the United States, do you want to know how many were perpetrated by men? Take a wild guess. If you said 60%, it's higher. 70? No, higher. 80? Higher. 99.1% of cases happen to be conducted at the hands of men. 0.9% happens to be at the hands of women. The real reason why there's a male loneliness epidemic is because of you cunts. You can't keep your hands off the women. You can't keep your hands off the kids. You can't be trusted behind closed doors. So that's why you're lonely. You're being isolated on purpose. You're gross.
As someone who was groomed online as a child and now helps parents protect their kids from online predators, this is really, really sad. And what's even more heartbreaking is that most of these cases, the kids know their perpetrators. It's a close family, friend, someone they know from school. And so when we're talking about online grooming and predatory behavior, this is what I talk about on my page, we often forget that a lot of the people that are preying on kids, they may already know your kids or they're pretending to know your kids. So that's why I really hate the conversations we're having about online predators and no, don't talk to strangers online, because a lot of the people that hurt kids are either close to them or your kid thinks that they know them and they've developed a connection with your child. And our solutions to this problem, both online and offline, have to be extremely nuanced. I really like Intab and Adam Dodge because they're doing a lot of work when it comes to boys and men feeling confident in themselves and knowing what to do to stop abuse that is happening around them, and helping with gender-based violence, both in schools and communities. I'm gonna add Adam Dodge's and Intab's information below, but I want us to realize that as a community, we all have a responsibility to protect kids online and offline, and to be that safe, trusted adult, no matter how you identify. And if we see abuse happening, whether it's a person that we know or a person that we don't know, that we call it out and we believe victims when they tell their stories. I'm Cyber Farida. I'm an award-winning Forbes 30 under 30 internet safety expert. Make sure you're following for more, because every new follower donates a penny to an organization helping protect kids online.
Out of every
Now I can wrap this up. So the point of me playing that is showing that we can keep trying to hope that a sky daddy above would do something with the problem of evil, allowing these sick motherfuckers to keep abusing the kids to the point that some of them actually unalive the babies when they attack them, abuse them, right? When it's clearly obvious that the work is going to have to be done amongst ourselves, women like that TikToker who I just played, you know, even with the gay man who gave the statistics about the males and what the big issue is. I don't know why Tatiana Speaks thinks it's black women's. It's the reason why this go down. She's clearly been brainwashed. She been watching too many of them conscious community videos or the Hebrew Israelite or whatever the fuck she's into. Clearly, she's just a regurgitating parrot. But people like her are dangerous to the community. If we give in to these men desires and their nature and the way that they refusing to evolve from the animalistic instincts that they have to becoming civilized, intelligent beings, emotional, intelligent beings, if we follow her lead, women gonna always be oppressed. Children are never gonna be fucking safe, right? Predators should be shunned. Predators should be called out. Predators should be exposed, and even if people who we the side-eyed should be kept a close eye on, like her friend, the one she, you know, Flocka Trent or whatever his name is. We gonna have to do the work, because according to her religion, her God gave these men free will to do this sick shit. Some of these women who participate in that shit, even though the guy said it's like 0.6%, to do some shit like that. Educate your babies, protect your kids, have a close relationship with your kids. You'd be surprised what your kids will tell you what's going on. When that man, the last person who tried to sexually assault me, as soon as I got out of school, I told my mom. I made up my mind right then I'm not covering keeping his secret, even when he tried to pay me not to say anything. It really hurt me because this man was a man of God himself. The God she served, Tatiana. Another holy perv. That's why I don't like them. And I'm always calling them out. Have that close relationship, because I had a close relationship with my mom at the time that I told my mom. And if you have a decent parent, they're going to do the right thing. If you have a good parent, they're going to do the right thing. They're going to protect you. They're going to call the authorities of hell. Some of them will handle it themselves and do some time for you, behind you. I know the woman that I'm engaged to, I think she really would do some time if she found out somebody was fucking with her kid. She that type. Hell, I'm that type, and I'm just a stepmama. I might call the authority after I check to see if you're still breathing. That's just me. Right? But anywho, the point that I was just making, that this ignorance, the biggery, talking points, another, all that shit need to die out. That shit it ain't gonna get you no farther. Society is advancing, it's not going back. We don't need those old, outdated, ancient rules and mindset as those people in the fucking Bible did. These people lived in tents and deserts. They didn't have the same challenges that we have today. They was just trying to survive. Remember, they was more focusing on trying to procreate and, live off the fucking land and shit. We so damn privileged here. We can just go to the grocery store and buy ourselves something to eat. Right? So they're the same challenges, and the family dynamic structures that used to work for them back then don't work for us now today. Some of us have woken up and the Bible's teaching has become obsolete. There's no wisdom in it. To me, I think it teaches you to be a slave mentally, to obey and don't ask questions. So what if you can't see your God? So what if your God only speaks to people? So what if your God chooses to help a woman find her keys and help win a football game than to cure a kid of cancer? So what, he won't intervene with these wars where people are literally committing genocide and blowing up orphanage and children hospitals and shit like that. So what, he doesn't care about sex trafficking being a $1 billion industry. As long as he's focused on stopping men from wearing dresses. Now, it's some deep shit. But again, if I was to have a conversation with the Tatiana speakers, I just did a 3.5-hour video about this shit. If I could have a sit down conversation with her, I would have been like, is it true or not? Is your God doing anything about this? Why should some people have to be punished after they die? And even if the ones who commit the same sin, if one child PDF file rape a child, but then he later decide to become a Christian, and the other guy becomes Muslim, right? And the other PDF file is a Muslim or a Hindu, a Buddhist or something. Even though they both committed the same offense, one of them are going to get away with it in the afterlife simply because of what God they believed in. They both committed the same sin. They both violated. But based on who they believed in, if one believed in Jesus, the other one didn't, the one who did not believe in Jesus have to pay for his sin. But the one who did, it just washes away. Like, does that make sense to y'all? Belief is the standard, not, come on, make it make sense. It's the reason why the wickedest people in the world want this religion, need this religion, because they don't want to be held accountable for the wicked shit they done. They need a scapegoat. They need something to blame it on. They need to shift blame. They need the devil. I'm still getting called the devil because I'm calling out someone's bullshit. Even though I'm not saying their name, they just know I'm talking about them. But I'm still be called the devil. But you misquoting the Bible doesn't make you the devil. Okay. You leading people astray Doesn't make you the devil. What the Bible says it does. The Bible says anybody who teach anyone to not obey these laws and will be called least in the kingdom. You're gonna be held judged to a different standard. So keep preaching and teaching to motherfuckers and telling them that the God Bible say don't be perfect. Keep teaching them that. Keep teaching them the law of grace. If the Bible's real, y'all in trouble. Not me. Because I'm gonna be judged by something else. I'm not gonna be judged by your God. But all right, I'm out. Let me get out of here. All right. I know this probably ain't gonna get too many views. I got plenty of videos for me to clip and put them on my other social media. And I'm out. But like I said, if I ever was to speak to that damn girl, I'd be like, child, prove your God exists, first off, before you try to convince people to go live like these people. Unethical, unmoral. Y'all don't care about the damn kids. You don't care about the kids, because if you did, you would hold everybody to the same fucking standard. So, and if you really care about the kids, you'll stop having them out of wedlock. Keep having the kids, even when the Bible say they curse for 10 generations. The bastard's not even allowed to be among Israel, and they curse for 10 generations. And that passage does not mean a stranger, because it started listing other nations after that scripture, so they can kind of twist and flip that all they want. That word translate to illegitimate children. But hey, they cherry pick. But all right, I'm out. I catch y'all in the next one. And yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. And remember, your life is your holy book. Catch you in the next one.
Gotta be free. We gotta be free. Gotta be free. We gotta be free. Don't be afraid to die. You can overcome the fear. You can overcome the lies. You can overcome the past. You can overcome the past. You can overcome the past. Gotta be free. No more fear of failure. Gotta be free. Gotta be free. We gotta be free. Gotta be free.
Is it real? Or is it me? Don't trust your thoughts. I remember nights I couldn't trust my own brain. Every thought felt foreign, like it wasn't my name. Like somebody else was sitting inside my head, turning fear into pictures, bringing nightmares to life instead. Hallucinations and emotion I sight, but I felt it. Like reality was cracking and my sanity melted. Heart racing like I'm running, but I'm stuck in place, trying to pray it away. But fear looked me in the face. Yeah, they told me believe, but my body said danger. Every scripture felt like it was war with my nature. Logic in a cage, emotions run wild. Felt like I was losing myself in a child. And the scariest part wasn't dying, it was watching my mind start lying. Couldn't tell what's real or pretend. Felt like I was fighting me till the end. I see my mind glitch, I ain't run low. Watch myself break, then I rebuild slow. Faced every demon with no one to hold. Now I move fearless, I'm out of control. You can't break me, I've been in the void. Sat with my thoughts when my soul got destroyed. Trying to manipulate, now you too late. I already faced what you tryna create. I had to sit in the silence with chaos loud. No savior coming, no escaping the crowd. Just me and my thoughts in the war unseen, trying to figure out what reality means. What if fear was a program running on loop? What if panic attacks was a system reboot? What if everything taught was designed for control? That anxiety was the cost of a captured soul. I unplugged, yeah, I chose myself. Had to rebuild truth, had to fix my health. Now I see through illusions, I question it all. Ain't no fear in this system, I'm breaking the wall. I died in my mind, but my body survived. Now I walk like a ghost that came back alive. No fear left, it burned away. I met my demons, they ain't gotta say. I see my mind glitch, I ain't run though. Watch myself break, then I rebuild slow. Faced every demon with no one to hold. Now I move fearless, I'm out of control. You can't break me, I've been in the void. Sat with my thoughts when my soul got destroyed. Trying to manipulate, no, you too late. I already faced what you tryna create. They thought fear would control me, but I walked straight through it. Now I see the code, and I don't fear the system anymore. We are the resistance. We are the resistance.
Rise and be new.
Everybody claiming they got the truth, selling certainty dressed in a tailored suit. They don't want questions, they want control. One lie repeated can capture a soul. Watch what you swallow, watch what you praise. Some build a prison and call it away. Guard your mind like it's sacred ground. Not every voice deserves your crown. If they fear your questions, ask another one. If they demand your silence, you already won. Falsehood, don't let it live inside your head. Falsehood, question every word they say. Stand tall, don't let fear become your guide. BOS, protect the kingdom that's inside. Think, think, wait, think, 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 wait, think, 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 think. Every generation inherits a flame. Sometimes it's wisdom, sometimes it's chains. Learn to separate truth from the noise. Your greatest weapon is making a choice. Don't rent your conscience, don't sell your sight. Even the brightest light shines like light. The strongest minds never follow blind. They test every claim before they decide. Pause, breathe, observe. Not every teacher is a guide. Not every crowd is right. Observe, think, awaken. Question. Observe, think, awaken.
Be my disciple.